Hi.
Oh man, I love when I see a title of a YouTube video that's like, time for a change, or we quit. So I know that's going to be a lie every single fucking time.
Rick Beato keeps doing that shit, and it
Oh
pisses
yeah,
me off.
Beato does it every fucking week.
I finally unsubscribed.
Yeah.
Did you? I unsubscribed the first time he did that. I was like,
Yeah.
I'm done.
Like, he'll have like a somber face, and he'll be like, we need to talk about this.
Yeah.
And it'll be like,
It's-
YouTube's algorithm is fucking me over. It's like, I don't care.
Okay, Beato, you make enough money.
Yeah.
Shut up.
I think that's the thing about, like, there's a certain point in all the YouTubers' lives where they hit a point where they're like, they have to bitch about the algorithm. Like,
Yeah.
as if anybody watching gives even half a fuck.
Mm-hmm. We do not. Keep dancing,
No.
monkey man.
Well, apparently, if you swear in the first, like, 30 seconds to 60 seconds of a video, you immediately get demonetized.
Yeah.
Whoa, fuck that.
Yeah, tell me about it. So that's why we sit here in silence and do the slow wave.
If we were ever monetized, well, we might be, but we will never
we
make
have
money off
been.
it.
We are all about the motherfucking Benjamins.
Yeah, but yeah, there's. Oh, look at him! Look at him! Look at him! Looking all happy in that picture you picked. Look at that! Look at
Yeah.
that happy family.
It was a very square picture, so I had
Yeah.
to decide
crop it.
who was going to get cut out. And I figured Lisa Marie or whatever her name was
Yeah,
probably gets the most cut out.
you're right. I don't want top chat. I want live chat. I live for chat.
I know
Oh
it's
man,
not
so
Lisa Marie, I don't
TweetDeck
remember her
sucks now
Yeah, they broke it.
even more. Like no, it's like it's worse. It's even more worse.
I'm putting my phone in theatrical mode right now, or my watch, I should say.
Like I was logged in to myself, and now I'm just logged in to the BMFcasts.
I'm sure if you gave them $8 a month,
Yeah.
you would be able to switch accounts.
Well, I could tweet from any of the accounts that I was signed in with before, but now I cannot.
What a crying shame.
Is this the end? This is the end, right? Of Blaxploitation History Month, right?
It
We're
is.
going to extend it a week.
Oh, are we? Okay.
It isn't.
So we are doing I'm Gonna Get You, Sucker. Sorry, I just spoiled it to the live audiences. Is that the one that he keeps popping up and going message, or is that something else? No, that's Don't Be a Menace.
Yeah, Don't Be a Menace.
Yeah, because Keenan is like the main star of I'm Gonna Get You, Sucker, so it wouldn't make any sense.
By the way, this is what the
It's
full
the other.
graphic
It's
looks
the other
like.
weigh-ins that are in the other one. Oh, okay. Yeah. No, I'm sorry. I forgot about the asking who was up there
Yeah.
the other day.
The full YouTube graphic?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I think my favorite is
I
still
remember that.
Zadar popping out of the corner.
Yeah.
People don't usually see him because he's up in the top left.
Thanks for doing a way better job of that than I did.
What do you mean?
When we Do you remember I cut and pasted a bunch of I did a bad job of doing
Oh.
that, and then you were like, "No, I got this.
I mean,
And
my
you-
job
and you
still is not
fixed it.
particularly good, but
It's better than mine was."
yeah. But it's just so weird because like the logo itself seems so small on the full graphic because they tell you like it has to fit in this little area.
Right.
Like the actual like the most cropped version looks like that, so it's stupid. But it's YouTube. What do you expect? Things are stupid.
I expect stupid.
I mean, it is called YouTube, and I'm stupid, so
You-
ergo.
YouTube.
I mean, I guess I can't be stupid. I just said ergo. I'm just mildly stupid.
Hmm.
I'm functionally stupid.
High functioning
Yeah.
stupid. I don't know why I have Mandalorian stuck in my head.
I don't know either.
That season starts soon, doesn't it?
It does in like a week.
No shit.
Yeah.
I feel like I need to pop out and see Ant-Man, just because it's like, it feels like it's a bigger one as far as progressing the story forward.
I was gonna go Monday, but I couldn't.
Couldn't be asked.
Yeah. I had rectal glaucoma about it.
Understandable.
I thought it was anal glaucoma. Yeah, I guess that's the same thing.
Yeah.
Rectal glaucoma, anal glaucoma, same thing. It's both your butt.
Yes. I think it was it Popcorn Talk? Was that the hot topic on Monday
I think so.
in the
What?
Discord?
Oh, about how if it's heated up to a certain amount, you won't know the difference.
Well, I didn't care about that. No, just general popcorn talk. I was like, man, I haven't had movie theater popcorn in a while. I should go to a movie. Ant-Man is playing. Let me see if it's at Sunray. It is. It's 1 o'clock now. Next showing is at 3:30. Nah, I'm gonna stay home. I've been antisocial
Yeah.
lately.
Whoever said you'd see that ant can't move a rubber tree plant. Sorry, old man alarm.
What? Hey, hey. What?
Sorry. So, man, stuff and things, right?
Yeah, man.
Yup.
Mostly stuff.
Oh, I got some
Some
pre-show
things.
banter that won't go anywhere because
Oh.
neither of you have seen it. So
Oh, cool.
Sure.
I just decided to watch. I never watched the long version of Doctor Sleep. There is a theatrical version that's like 2 hours long, and a theatrical or a director's cut that's like 3 hours long. So I
Yeah.
watched the long version. It's pretty good.
I haven't seen either.
I don't.
I
Dr.
should watch
Sleep
The
is the-
Shining again.
It's probably not for
No.
you if you don't like The Shining.
I haven't seen it in decades now.
Well, he doesn't like The Shining.
Hold
That's
on
why
to your
was-
memories of it.
I barely have any memories of it. I just know
Hold
like
on
all
to
the scenes that everyone quotes anyway. That's all I remember of it.
Such a good movie.
Go towards the light, Carolyn. Oh,
That's-
wait.
Yeah, that's one.
Poltergeist.
That's a good movie.
I knew that would get an instant reaction. I also enjoy saying it wrong too.
What? Well, they say both. They say don't go into the light and go into the light. It's
Yeah.
You can quote it either way.
Yeah.
That's the great thing about that.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I know,
at
but-
first they're like, "Don't go into the light," and then at the end they're like, "No, go into the light, Caroline."
So it wasn't Dr. Sleep another wasn't that a Mike Flanagan movie?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think I have both of them like one of those iTunes sales or Voodoo sales or something where it's like $3 for both movies and I'm like I could do that.
I mean, I still think like it's one of those like I didn't notice it at all the first time, and then knowing the second time, I was like, okay, I can sort of see it. But the recasting of Jack Nicholson as Henry Thomas
Mm.
from E.T.
Hmm.
But you can barely tell. They kind of got some prosthetics on his face.
Yeah. I'm not big on acting with prosthetics.
I mean, it's not like super noticeable. I mean,
Yeah.
it's just enough to like jack him up a little bit more.
Uh,
But they did really good. I mean, I would give them extreme credit for intricately recreating things.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like Ready Player One.
And not in like not in just a do it kind of way. Like it's in service of the movie.
Yeah. Well, that's what matters.
Yeah.
God, there's part of me that wants to watch Ready Player One again,
Okay.
just to get really pissed off at it.
I still don't understand why that made everyone so angry, but I guess I just won't. I guess I won't get it.
It's just it's my same thing with Fortnite.
Yeah.
It's just, hey, here's your thing. Like it because it has your thing in it, even though we've misappropriated your thing. Like when you have the Iron Giant as kind of like, your weapon basically in Ready Player One. It's like, fuck you. Like, how did you miss the point that thoroughly? But there's some people who like think that's a meta commentary on everything. That's exactly they knew exactly what they were doing when they did that, and it's like, no, they didn't. The whole point of that book and movie is to basically say, hey,
Do you remember
80s
Thing?
is our new religion.
Do you remember Thing?
Yeah.
Here is Thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess I don't see it as any more offensive than any other like retro pastiche type thing. I mean, American Graffiti or Happy Days is looking back fondly on the 50s lifestyle, and I mean,
Yeah. I mean, you're not wrong there either. But
I mean, when the reality was, it was horrible racism and
oh yeah.
stuff like that. I mean, it's just candy or sugarcoating everything. Post-war communist panic.
Aren't they all?
Man, it's incredible how... okay.
What?
Well, I just remembered why that was fresh in my head, and it's because of some really niche hobby drama, but it's incredible how strong the anti-communist, like, Red Scare shit still is,
Mhm.
especially among, like, right-wing nut jobs.
Yep.
Like...
Yet they're siding with Russia over Ukraine right now. You know? It's really fucking weird.
Make it make sense.
Yeah,
honestly,
I
make
can't.
it make sense.
There's no way. It just doesn't.
It's because it...
Yeah.
You know,
well, I mean, how do you reconcile people that claim to be extremely religious and are also like, neo-Nazis? I mean, essentially it's like,
I think
I'm just saying, like, you're talking about like not understanding Ready Player One. How about the fucking 2,000 plus years of not understanding Jesus' basic message?
You're not wrong there either.
Yeah, I'm just... What I was trying to say is I'm surprised how strong, like, the fear of communism still is. And, like, yeah, I get it. There are some real shitty communist regimes, but, like, the go-to insult is from, right-wing nut jobs and a lot of people who consider themselves, moderate conservatives. One of the go-to insults is commie. And, like, yeah, communism's not so bad on paper. Like, I'm not saying that, like, the USSR was good, because it wasn't, or that communist China is good, because
Well,
it's
the USSR and communist China should be examples of why communism doesn't work, because the human factor, not the idea, is broken. Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
But, like,
Whatever system you create, there will be enough shitheads that will try to break it.
right.
That it will never work.
Just have to get rid of the shitheads. Just make it illegal, make it punishable by death to be a shithead.
As much as I would
Impossible,
like
right?
to
Impossible.
agree with that, yeah.
Yeah, who deems
Once
who's
again.
a shithead?
Yeah. Who determines
I-
one's
shitheadedness.
shitheaditude?
I do. If
Okay.
you're shittier than me, then straight to the chair.
You got a point, because you got to be pretty shitty to be
Right.
shittier than
Right.
you.
You know
Yeah,
how I was
that's a
just
strong line.
speaking about neo-Nazism.
Shittier than me.
I mean,
Say what you
that's-
will about the tenets of National Socialism. At least it's an ethos.
I'm just saying, you're sounding a little fascist, right? You're like erring on the side of fascism.
I'm all for authoritarianism as long as I'm in charge.
I'm not telling people what to do. I'm just saying if you're worse than me, you die.
Yeah, I'm not telling people what to do. I'm just saying you die if you don't do what I tell you to do.
Well, you got to be as good as me or better.
It's still a choice.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously.
It's not like if you're not exactly like me, you die. It's if you're not as good as or better.
I'm going with a new kind of totalitarianism
It's
where
a pretty low bar.
it's based on
pretty
the
low
it's based on the breakfast cereal total. And so if you have enough fiber and you're not full of shit, then
Okay.
then you're allowed to keep existing. So Is Total still around? Is that even still a
Total?
yeah the
knows?
cereal?
I don't buy breakfast. I don't buy fucking good breakfast cereal. I buy good breakfast cereal.
Total cereal. Let's see. Oh, there's Total Brands. Oh yeah.
Okay.
They actually rebranded. I have seen this in the store.
Oh,
They have like little, like the little squiggly brackets. And Total
Curly brackets,
yeah. And Total is in a it's in a serif font now. I don't believe it
it's
used to
inside curly brackets
be.
though.
Yes.
So is it like hash? Like
That means it's
a
the
code.
Well,
it's a
you know,
sum.
like the-
Oh.
yeah.
Sum total.
Like what it is? Are those the comment brackets? in
Actually, yeah,
programming?
sum total. Yeah, that's okay. Yeah, that's pretty clever actually for marketing purposes. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
I believe curly brackets are used extensively in programming, but
Yeah.
I gave up.
Which
about-
one's the bracket for a commenting out?
I think that's curly.
It's
Is it the
it's so many different
Squiggle
ways.
Yeah, I mean, it also depends on what language you're talking
Yeah.
into. so.
okay?
Sometimes commenting is like slashes, like triple slash. Sometimes
Sometimes
it's
it's hashtags.
There you go.
Or octothorpes if you prefer.
I have but this search has led me to Poop Like a Champion Ultra Fiber Cereal, now non-GMO.
Does it taste like
I
Oops All Cranberries or Crunch Berries?
doubtful.
Probably not.
No, fuck that. I don't want. That's
Wow, 82% of your daily fiber per serving. 23 total grams of fiber.
How much
now
is
with
a
5
serving?
grams of the almighty soluble
So
fiber.
this is pretty much colon
Wheat-free
blow as
recipe,
close as we're gonna
gluten-free,
get, yeah.
high fiber cereal. Yeah, it literally. I'm pretty sure it's colon blow.
find out how much a serving is. I gotta know. It'll.
Yeah, we should all eat a bowl live on air and then report back the following week.
Oh God,
We'll
no.
report back
Report
within
back in
minutes.
10 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll just have to pause the episode.
Because if it's like a half a cup of cereal, then
Yeah, where's the?
you know, like
They don't have the serving size. Let me see if it's in the comments. If someone, oh wait, there's a red flavor too. What is it? Cinnamon.
Well, that's the commie flavor.
No, it's the
red flavor.
It's the ultra powered
red flavor
like a
is
champion.
you've eaten too much.
Cinnamon flavor.
That's where you're like prolapsing.
Yeah, that's you've torn something, man. You've done some damage.
You could just go to pooplikeachampion.com, and I'm sure the nutritional information is
Oh, wait.
there. This is riveting. I'm glad that we're live for this.
How many times have we? I
The
feel like
first question is, does this work better than colon blow?
we've had like a lot of digestive talk in the opening banter. It's either
Hey,
been sports or
We got to get it out of our system.
And you can
Yeah.
get it out of your system with poop like a. See, this is an ad read I'd do. I'd do a poop like a champion ad read. I swear to God.
Hey, poop like a champion. Call us.
Wait, let's bring it all back. Wasn't
I
it?
would eat cinnamon poop like a champion.
Was
and
it?
then I would likely
Was
poop
it
like a
James
champion.
Harden who shit himself on the court?
Oh God,
Who
I
was
don't
that?
remember.
I don't remember. I
Oh wait, there's honey
don't
also.
care about basketball.
I know, but there was like someone shit himself on the court
Yeah.
Who shat himself
in the NBA.
in the NBA?
Nutritional facts. Here we go.
I hope it's James. I mean, I hope it was James Harden, just because that'd be funny.
Paul Pierce.
Paul
Serving
Pierce?
serving size 1/2 of a cup.
That's not as funny.
Do you know how
Half
much
cup.
cereal I put? Yeah,
Holy shit!
literally. You know how much cereal I put in a bowl? As much as will
Half
fit.
cup.
That's how you eat cereal.
Dude, that's fucking horrifying. If that has that much fiber in
Half
a
a
half
cup.
cup.
That's that much. That will make you. If you eat a regular person's bowl of cereal,
Oh God. You'll poop like a dead man.
if you eat a regular serving of cereal, and the wind blows and your mouth happens to be open, it will sound like you're at a Jethro Tull concert.
It'll be the brown note.
Yeah.
I may have to order this.
You're gonna have
Good
yourself
luck.
quite an aqualung.
Yeah.
Stay away from the locomotive breath.
God, I can't imagine how terrible this tastes.
But okay, so that takes me back to what I was saying originally is I'm an adult, I'm a 40-year-old man. I'm not buying brand cereal. I'm not going to buy any cereal that purports to be anything near good for me because one, they're not, except for maybe, Poop Like a Champion. But for two, Puffins.
Isn't there, I think there's a box in there still.
They're
Puffins.
I think it's up on the top shelf, isn't it? You can probably see it.
Probably.
Puffins.
It might not be in
I'm so glad you had that exact same reaction as I did seeing Puffins.
But also, I didn't ever get to choose my cereal when I was a kid. We got like Lucky Charms or Frosted Flakes, and that was the extent of it.
They're magically delicious.
They are. And while I do appreciate both of those, my favorite is Oops All Crunch Berries.
It's pretty good.
I like Oreo O's. Those were really good. I do like Honey Nut Cheerios. And occasionally Raisin Bran, just because I fucking love raisins. But, like, I don't buy it because it's healthy. I buy it because I like the raisins. And then I put, like, 2 tablespoons of sugar on it.
Oh.
And then a gallon of milk.
I'm not into. I was never into super sugary cereals. Like, I mean, Frosted Flakes and Golden Grahams are those are my junk cereals. I'm just saying, like, that's as low as I go.
Yeah.
I used to eat just the marshmallows out of the Lucky Charms.
Hell yeah, brother.
Yeah. Or you put a Lucky Charm and then you just get a ball of marshmallows around it, so you got a little bit of crunch in the middle.
Or Cinnamon Toast Crunch. I do like that.
Cinnamon
Dude,
Toast Crunch is
CTC,
fucking good.
fucking king.
It's one
Cinnamon
of the best.
I mean, that's pretty sweet. And I like
Churros cereal is
Yeah.
the best.
Yeah.
that. Golden Grahams on the bottom, Honey Nut Cheerios on the top, double layer. Some of the best fucking cereal. And you got to do it that way because Cheerios float, so you don't want to put them on the bottom because
Right.
it would be a mess.
right.
I'm just giving you pro life tips. That's all.
Oh, Boo Berries. Another top tier cereal. I love.
I've never had any of
I
the
love
Monster
fruity
cereals.
cereals.
I've never had a single one of the Monster cereals in my life.
Get yourself a box of Boo Berry come October.
Yeah, it's all right.
I mean,
It's pretty good. I like the fruity cereals.
every once in a
fruit?
while, I would have Cocoa Krispies. Like if we went to a
I
hotel or something, because
Oh, Cocoa Krispies. Yeah.
just the one,
I
you
was
know,
thinking
because like
Cocoa Pebbles, and Cocoa
oh yeah,
Pebbles
no,
are
they're not
nasty.
good. But Cocoa, you know,
Fruity Pebbles, though.
they were like
Nasty.
they were a treat cereal every once in a while, just because it was like, hey, it kind of tastes like Rice Krispies, and then you have chocolate milk at the end.
The problem with Fruity Pebbles is within a nanosecond of the milk hitting a
Yeah,
Fruity
they
Pebble,
turn
it
to
becomes
Slush.
goop. Yeah, you might as well be eating like cold oatmeal at that point.
Yeah.
Cold, overly sugared
I think
oatmeal.
my favorite cereal of all time was they were these they weren't they were these O's. They were like bigger Cheerios, and they had like nuts and shit in the middle, and it was fucking delicious. I mean, it was like this like almost like granola in the center of a Cheerio, and they were so goddamn good.
That's wild.
Yeah. I don't remember what they were called though.
Apple
I think
Jacks?
they actually might have just been called O's, or like OH, like oh.
Oh,
Anybody an Apple Jacks fan?
they're all right.
Not really.
I haven't had them
Not
in
bad.
ages, though.
Yeah.
I think I prefer them to Fruit Loops.
Oh yeah,
I
don't like
like
fruity
Fruit
cereal,
Loops
really.
a lot.
I'll eat cinnamon anything. Cinnamon Toast Crunch is my favorite,
Yeah.
but I will really eat just about any cinnamon cereal. So
Yeah, I've already established I don't generally like fake fruit flavor things except for like, I mean, there's a couple things from a kid like Hawaiian Punch and
But
yeah,
Jabless.
soda, fake fruit and soda. But like, I think the only thing that's like truly like, oh, this doesn't taste anything like a fruit are like freeze pops. Like
Oh,
I
yeah.
love
Yeah.
freeze pops as a kid.
what
Those
about
just
Skittles?
taste-
What's your
No,
take
I
on
mean,
Skittles?
Not to be weird like my mom, but I do have a little bit like she would eat Skittles or Reese's Pieces because like her brain was like it's supposed to taste like an M&M. So anytime she had anything that looked like an M&M, it's like her brain rejected it. And I think maybe I have a little bit of that, but I love Reese's Pieces, so I don't know.
Reese's Pieces are pretty good.
yeah. I just don't.
Underappreciated.
I mean, Skittles are okay. I don't love fruit candy, cereal, and stuff.
Yeah.
I like actual fruits.
I love the
I
thing I like.
prefer runts
Oh, Runts
to
so
real
good.
fruit.
You know what I really yeah, of course. A man of culture.
They're better.
You know what I love about banana runts besides the fake banana flavor?
That you bite them in half.
Yeah. Yeah, when you get them like
Yeah.
between your teeth and you just snap them in half.
Yep. You get the right
So
angle on them.
satisfying.
Yep. I'm surprised Chuck hasn't texted me yet. Said, "Get the fuck on with it. Talk about the movie."
You know what? If he wants us to get on with it, then he can come. He can come podcast with us.
You come corral us.
Yeah,
Yeah. See, we need some structure. We got no structure anymore. So
it's all right. We're just bantering until
Yeah.
we hit that
Yeah,
8.
we need a podcast now.
yeah. But
But
Steve's the only one talking to us here. And,
Yeah, I know.
And
We're talking about cereal.
he,
and
he
poops
retires next month.
Yeah.
He's aged so much since the show started that he has reached
Right.
retirement age at this point.
Yeah.
But anyway,
speaking of Reese's Pieces,
yeah.
we had the big cup potato chip.
Oh yeah, that's right.
We never talked about it.
What?
They got a big cup with potato chips in it. Reese's Big Cup.
Okay.
It's all right. It's basically, if you can imagine
pretty
just
good.
having a crunchy, like, you got a thicker Reese's peanut butter cup, but then it's got a crunch in it. And because peanut butter already is naturally salty, you don't really taste any salt from the chip.
Not
It's just
particularly.
like it changes the texture of the thing. It
Yeah.
was good. It wasn't great.
I feel like haven't they done a crunchy peanut butter cup before?
They have done a
Some other-
peanut butter cup with a bunch of little mini Reese's pieces in it.
Okay.
And
I
that's
thought-
pretty fucking
I thought
good,
they had one
too.
that was like almost had like a chocolate wafer, almost like an Oreo style thing on the bottom.
I don't
That was
recall
like a
that
crunchy
one.
They
cookie.
might have.
I don't know.
Sounds like a
I still like Fast Break the best out of all the Reese's.
yeah.
Nutrageous is pretty good though, because that one's got the caramel in it, along with like the coating of Reese's Pieces
Okay, so
and chocolate.
I have had some Reese's cereal, the puff cereal. That's pretty good, actually.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
I'm weird. I'm that one to me, like the chocolate and peanut butter. That version of those flavors doesn't mix for
Yeah,
me.
it doesn't. It doesn't. It's reminiscent of a Reese's. It doesn't taste anything like a Reese's.
Yeah.
It's sort of like eating a Pop-Tart s'more.
Yeah.
It's sort of like I get that it's kind of like a s'more. It just
Mm-hmm.
doesn't taste anything like an actual s'more.
Growing up, I used to love peanut butter crunch. Fucking loved it. And now I just can't get peanut butter anything because Jen will lose her fucking mind and won't stop complaining about it. I can smell it now. It smells like peanut butter. It's disgusting. It's like, fine, I get it.
I'm trying. I'm not going to eat a pickle, but I'm trying to like have less reactionary
You're doing great. I'm proud of you.
things to it. Like less like, oh Jesus God,
Yeah.
no.
You've done a really good job in the last year. Every time we
when they
encountered
of
pickles.
course throw the pickle in yours, even though I specifically put
Or-
on the order,
I mean,
don't give a fucking pickle.
I mean, when you order one sandwich, like you order a quarter pounder, and your only thing is no pickle, and then you get it home and it still has a fucking pickle on it, and it's just like, it's the only thing I asked for. Like, and everything else was literally like as is, just standard fry, standard Coke. I don't care.
Well, McDonald's, I'll open the burger up before I even leave the window because if there's onions on it, you can't get them off because it's like,
The slivered onions.
well, yeah, they're diced to like microscopic level, so it's impossible, and they've all melted into the cheese, and yeah.
I think my not being able to deal with confrontation well has made me into the kind of person that doesn't ask for substitutions or things to be removed. So I think that shaped my actual tastes as a human being. Because I'm not getting something.
Is that why
subbed
British
out.
food sucks so much?
Yes,
Because they're too
yeah.
polite to say anything.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've gotten
Like-
I've gotten more confrontational in the past 5 years.
I mean, I'm
I'll
getting
fucking tell somebody off. And
I'm getting
not
better about
feel
that
bad
kind of
about
stuff.
it anymore.
yeah,
But really, only if they deserve it.
right.
There's very few people where it's like I feel bad. That person didn't deserve it. But there's plenty where I'm like, no, come on. Thing is, I've realized
it
also,
together.
it very rarely gets you anywhere. That's the bummer about it. Like it. So it's like it never feels great because it's like, wow, I guess I feel good for having unloaded on this person, but that didn't really get me any further than it being nice would have.
Right.
So, yeah.
Yeah. The end of my story was I just took the pickles off and ate the burger anyway. Because
Yeah.
that's how I'm becoming.
But they just can't dice. You'd like relish. You'd be fucked.
Yeah.
You'd be like, this is dead to me.
Oh man, relish.
Bury it in the backyard.
I could not scrape enough relish off of a hot dog to still eat it.
Understandable. Anyway, let's talk about the movie.
Oh, right.
There's almost no limit to how much relish I will accept on a hot dog.
You can have all my share. When
I
we
know.
when we
I'm
go to
working
the
on it.
hot dog palace, I will say whatever relish you were going to put on mine, put it on his instead,
Man.
and
My
don't
man.
charge him anything.
Alpha Dog Grill popped up in my Facebook memories. And I was
Ah.
like, man,
There are 3
I
cowboys.
could go
And
for
the
3
big one.
cowboys and the big
And
one.
The big one.
Jesus.
Just in case you didn't realize, if we've ever made that reference over the years, that was a hot dog place that had
And we had
names of different hot dogs. One of
Yeah.
them was the cowboy,
Right.
one of them was the big one. But
we were lamenting. I think either we were lamenting or rejoicing about Alpha Dog,
Mm-hmm.
and I was like, "Yeah, I've had 3 cowboys because that was one of them." And they had a hot dog called the big one that was seriously like,
It had like a hunk of bacon on it too.
God, it was so fucking
It
big.
was.
but
really
I just
fucking
I just
good.
pulled the quote out for
Yeah.
Brokeback Mountain humor.
It,
Right.
it shows up. I think it still shows up on the live stream every once in a while.
I say it every once in a while.
Yeah.
I quote myself.
Wasn't it the? I thought you used it as like a testing the levels type thing at some point,
Maybe.
where you just play it and be like, okay, levels sound right.
I might have, because I mean,
Yeah.
like when we had more calls, like I had to check the computer levels too. And nowadays, I'm like,
Yeah. Well, we
Whatever.
don't do a second half, so people are like, they're not going to do it, so I don't care.
And
Someday.
the big one.
Someday we'll go back, maybe. I don't know. Anyway,
I miss Alpha Dog.
consider that your second half.
I miss second halves because I watch too many things,
I know.
and I want to talk about them.
I feel bad because I don't watch shit. I still haven't watched Last of Us.
I watched the first episode.
Are you going to continue?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I mean it's
As the expert on the series, because I've only played the first one.
well, so far, I mean the first episode is like literally the first
Yeah, that's what I
20
heard.
minutes of the game, basically. It's like really detailed out.
Damn it! It's like I'm like, let's start, and then my voice just goes.
I mean, it might. I mean, who knows where it's going to go? I mean, we thought Westworld was amazing.
Yeah,
But like, I'm saying, like so far, it's the first one where it's like, oh, finally, a video game adaptation thing that doesn't suck. Like
yeah.
in any way.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'm very curious to see if they end the season at the end of the first game, or if they stretch it out more.
Well, I'm trying to remember. Is it Abby? Is that the name of the character from the second one? I think it's
yes,
Abby. Yeah.
Yeah, because that's the one that all the man babies hated.
Right.
yeah, because a girl can't have muscles.
Yeah. Well, I'm just wondering if, like, at some point they're, because, like, I'm not trying to spoil anything about either of the games, but like some of Last of Us 2 is happening concurrently to Last of Us 1.
Oh, okay.
So I'm just saying, like, I'm wondering if, like, at some point they're going to introduce her in, because there's also, like, they also need to introduce the
Left Behind girl.
yeah, I don't remember her name.
Yeah, I don't remember her either. I bought the remake of 1.
But yeah, I'm just saying,
Or
like,
the-
I'm
whatever
curious
the
at some point. I mean, there
the
was somebody,
PS5 version.
there was somebody that showed up, and I was like, "Is that her?" And I was like, because I mean, in the first episode, there's a semi-muscular warrior lady. I mean, just saying, like, there's people that go out and do shit, and then there's people
Yeah.
that are like, the hoveled messes.
Yeah.
So I'm just saying, it's like
Mhm.
huddled messes, not hoveled.
Yeah.
They don't live in shitty houses. And they might, but they probably do. But yeah, it's just like I was like, it's not her though.
That was a pretty good game. I should play that again.
I mean, it helps
I like
that
stealth games.
it helps that
so-
like Neil Druckmann's involved in the TV show
Mhm.
too, so writing and producing it and stuff.
Yeah.
All right. Anyway.
So to answer your question, yes, they still make total.
Okay, great. I'll have to get some and help my colon.
No, just get poop like a champion.
All right, I'll get. Is that actually the name of the
Yes.
cereal?
I am not shitting you.
Oh.
Amazon Prime.
Huh.
$13.97 a box.
Oh,
That's not
fuck
cheap.
that. That's worse than Magic Scoop.
Yeah.
Magic Spoon.
Magic Spoon I wanted to, but it's all artificial sweeteners. So I
But
was
also, Magic Spoon is like $9 a box.
like, yeah, it's not good.
Fuck that. I don't care if you're sending it to my door.
Yeah, that's a problem.
Jesus.
Okay.
Some people are really into cereal. Like
Yeah,
more
but
than
I could
I'm,
have been one of those people.
I'm just. I'm on the fence of cereal. Again, it's fine.
I like,
But still,
I like cereal.
$9 a box, and it's not like it's not a family size box. It's like a 9-ounce box or whatever. Fuck that. $1 an ounce for cereal. Fuck you.
All right. Just because we're about to start, I feel a sneeze coming on. Let me just go ahead and
Okay.
nip this in the bud.
Let me get a sample pack. If they sent me a sample pack, I would consider buying a box. Yeah. Jeannie says 4.6 out of 5. Oh, I'm sorry, 5 stars out of 5.
Is this for the poop like a champion?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that would also last you like a year if you only need half a cup to poop forever.
I already told you, I eat cereal like I'm a starving
Oh,
child.
So you're just not taking the serving size
Yeah.
recommendation.
Well, I mean, like
Right.
you pour yourself a full cup of poop like a champion. Don't make any plans for the rest of the day.
You better work from home that
Yeah.
I think if
yeah,
you have
it's
poured
a-
a full
that's-
cup,
that's
a
a-
full bowl of poop like a champion,
Yeah.
you have made your plans for the rest of the day.
Yeah, that is a definite work from home day.
You're not just going to be working from home. You're going to be working from throne.
Yeah.
Better hope you're not on a train.
It's true.
Fiber One guy, R.I.P. I don't care for cereal with milk.
What?
That's the first part of Jeannie's review here, and fuck off, Jeannie.
Yeah, Genie. Come on.
Like, what do you have cereal with?
Just eat it.
other
What,
than-
with
Just
fucking
eat it like a
orange
snack.
juice?
Just eat it like a snack.
She was going to make bars out of it with melted mini
Oh
marshmallows.
my God. Genie.
And she added pecans and chocolate chips.
Genie.
Oh, you mean pecans?
I didn't think to try the cereal before I made the bars, so I can't comment on the flavor, but the bars are delicious. Shut up.
I'm posting this posthumously.
All right, rest in poop.
I ate three bars, and I have shit myself into orbit. I'm now on my way to the sun.
The police could barely knock the door open.
The entire house was full.
All right, please, for the love
All
of
right,
God,
yeah,
let's
sure. Let's do
start.
this. All right, welcome to the BMFcast.
Hey,
BMFcast.
BMFcast.
Episode 570.
Nice.
Yeah. So I'm Harlow.
I'm Mackie.
I'm BJ.
And what we do each and every episode of the BMFcast is we go and we watch ourselves a quote-unquote bad movie. Then we come in here and talk about it. Then they get ratings. Good bad movies, enjoyable bad movies. They get 1 to 5 jocks and robot jocks. However, there are bad movies. And stay away. They get a negative sliding scale, 1 to 5 bags, and try bags of trash.
Boo.
Yuck.
So
Yuckers.
we are truck turnering right along with Blaxploitation History Month, and
Hooray.
we're
going modern.
Yeah, we went a little modern, semi-modern. I mean, 21 years old now, but
Oh, my God. Oh, no. You're right.
It's more modern than any other Blaxploitation History Month movie that we've watched so far.
It is.
yes. But yes, we did 2002's All About the Benjamins with Ice Cube and Mike Epps.
Yeah, decorated BMFcast alum, Ice Cube.
Right. And basically the stars of the Friday movies after the first one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mike Epps kind of was trying to do like a Chris Tucker replacement thing for a bit there.
Well, I'm more curious about why did he seem to replace is it his brother or his cousin? Is Omar Epps? I assume they're related, right? They have to be related, right? Because I haven't seen Omar Epps in like forever, and I feel like
That I do not know.
okay,
I could not tell you that.
I don't know. Anyway,
And I don't feel
Omar
like,
Epps was
I
like
don't
a-
feel like Googling it.
well, Omar Epps was like a dramatic guy, not a
Yeah.
ha funny guy.
Didn't he go to ER at that point?
I don't know.
Who knows?
Who knows?
Everybody's on ER at some point.
Sure, but
But-
yes.
Yeah. And also Ava Mendez
Mm-hmm.
as Mike Epps' girlfriend.
Mm-hmm.
How far into Ava Mendez's career was this?
5-6 years, something
Yeah.
like that.
Okay.
She
Yeah, I
hadn't
mean,
been
like-
around a ton. I mean, this is the same year as
What was-
Too Fast, Too Furious.
yeah.
Or no, Too Fast, Too Furious is the next year, I believe.
I thought that was like 2000. Hey, I don't know.
Yeah.
What year is
It's 2003.
What type of year was Trading Day?
Oh, Train Days is later.
2001.
Is it?
I feel like it had to be one of her first movies, just because, like,
Yeah.
I mean, there's nudity and stuff. There's excessive, like, non-needed nudity. It's something.
Gratuitous.
Yeah, gratuitous. That's the word I was looking for. I'm just
Yes.
saying, like, it's not really germane to anything, and it's like, someone would have probably called a stop to it if they had any pull. So,
So anyway, this movie. Have you seen Midnight Run?
I have.
It's kind of like that.
I've also seen Out of Sight,
Yeah, it's a lot like that.
and I've also seen Face Off.
Yeah, there's a bit like that.
I'm just saying, like, what weren't Face Off and Out of Sight both 1997?
98
Okay.
for Out of Sight.
All right.
But yeah, I mean, I'll get it out of the way. This movie, in its style, music, and even some plot points, rips off Out of Sight tremendously to much lesser results. So my review is going to be biased by that because, as I've mentioned a billion times, Out of Sight is my favorite movie ever.
Yeah, I mean, even
yeah.
I mean, I've probably only seen Out of Sight 5 times in my entire life since it came out. I mean, even I was like,
Every stylistic tick they use. And
Yeah.
then as soon as there's a shot of an aquarium, and guess what they're looking for?
yeah,
I tried to bite my tongue because I didn't want to like color it, but eventually I was just like, come the fuck on. Like, stop taking everything from Out of Sight. You've used the freeze frames. Every music cue entering a room is like, hey, remember that David Holmes score? Do that, guy. And so we did. And
yeah,
so, yes. So now that that's out of my system,
yes, it could be Out of Sight, out of mind.
and there you go. The premise of this is Ice Cube is a bounty hunter in Miami,
Mhm.
and Mike Epps is one of his targets, but in the chase to catch Mike Epps, who is a very low-level criminal. He's like just a normal ass, like,
I just
street
realized
hustler
another
type guy.
weird person that's in this for 2 seconds, and that the first person he goes after is Anthony Michael Hall.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, he goes after.
Okay.
He goes in a trailer park first to take out Anthony Michael Hall, and then,
Yeah, but yeah, they get embroiled in a diamond heist,
sure, yes,
and
Diamonds.
then it also involves a winning lottery ticket.
yes,
So that kind of sets up why they're working together by the end of it. But yeah, I mean, this movie's really weird in that regard because it's Ava Mendes, the girlfriend. Like you said, Anthony Michael Hall is his first
Now,
his first
in
catch.
2002, Anthony Michael Hall was not doing shit, but he's still
Yeah.
a name, and
Yeah.
I'm saying it's still like somebody who's like, oh, I know who that is. Like, yeah,
Yeah, and Oscar Isaac is in this very briefly.
extremely briefly. Yeah, I mean, just something in 2002. I don't think we'd seen a lot of Oscar Isaac in 2002.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Yeah.
It's just,
I think the first time I remember paying any attention to him was Sucker Punch. I don't remember what year that was.
that was 2011, I believe.
Yeah, so that's a while from here.
Yeah, it is. But anyway, yeah, we're introduced to Ice Cube catching this dude, but also kind of the tone the movie's going to take. Whereas as he's cuffing him, the guy's girlfriend comes out of a back room with a shotgun and a cast on her leg and just starts trying to gun down Ice Cube, who defenestrates himself out a window that's covered in a Confederate flag.
And then one of the neighbors joins in too.
Yeah, an old lady neighbor just starts shooting at him right after he's clotheslined this woman on who's with her cast.
Yeah.
And is cuffing her.
This is also just to add to the further Elmore Leonard vibe. This takes place in South Florida.
Yeah,
also.
it's straight up Miami.
Yeah.
And
Just saying.
And I know everyone like films movies in Miami because it's basically like, dude, spending a couple weeks in Miami fucking rules. And then you can leave.
It's also really easy to get hot background extras.
Yep.
I mean, yeah.
It's kind of like it's like the version of everyone goes to Hawaii to film a comedy, except this is like the one where they actually kind of do some work.
Mm-hmm.
But it's very similar to that.
Yeah.
Also, the lighting is gorgeous in Miami, like
Yeah,
all the
like
time.
always.
It always looks good in certain neighborhoods.
Yeah. I mean, there's a little bit of Bad Boys 2 stylings in this too. I mean, just in terms of like this.
Yeah, that came out a year later. So
It did it?
yes,
Oh, okay.
yeah.
I thought
So Bad Boys 2 ripped off this.
No, I mean like the intro with like, the racist hillbillies and the black man fish out of water scenario,
Yeah.
Sort of cop. He's not a cop, but he's got a big thing that says bounty.
Mm-hmm.
Do bounty hunters just have to? I mean, that seems weird. I mean, just to say bounty, it sounds like that's like the person you're after, not who you are. But
Who knows, man?
Maybe the hunter was covered up on the bottom.
Or it was on the back.
Oh, that's
you
true.
got to read both sides.
Yeah. I could not tell you.
But yeah, it's typical. Like he works for a guy. He's not like a licensed bounty hunter or whatever, skip tracer, whatever these people are called.
Yeah, he's more of a freelancer.
Yeah, but he basically works for this guy, and this guy's like is the substitute angry chief because he's just like, oh, you caused another shootout, and I'm gonna bail you out with the cops, and this is the last time.
Yeah, that guy does feel
Mahoney.
very much like a Michael Bay character, though. To bring the Bad Boys 2 references back. That guy feels.
I mean,
like
Bad Boys
he's
1 had existed, and so
Yeah.
Joey Pants we had already set that template for.
Mhm.
I mean, not that that's a new template, but I mean he did it particularly well.
Yeah, this is true.
Yes.
Yeah, but we learned that his boss doesn't like him, but he gets the job done, so he keeps hiring him.
Mm-hmm.
And he because he's brought this one guy in, he sends him out to get Mike Epps, which he's pissed about because Mike Epps is so low level, and the bail isn't much, so it's only like $3,500 to get him. And
No, that was his cut. The bail,
the bail was
the guy was getting
$35,000.
$35,000. He was getting 10%.
For Mike Epps.
Yes.
Jesus.
Yeah, that's the thing. He's like, you're getting 10%.
Our bail system's fucked up.
Yeah, or whatever his bounty, whatever was $35,000, and so he was given Ice Cube 10%.
Yeah. So as he's tracking down Mike Epps, we are introduced to one of our bad guys. Well, actually, two of them, because he's this weird photographer dude who has set up a photo shoot where he's taking pictures of this woman who is supposed to be around some diamonds.
I don't know who this guy is. I mean, I can't place him in any other movie for some reason. But he looks sort of like if Robert Davi had oh my god, Walton Goggins hair when he's doing like his weird phase, because Walton Goggins has like 3 different personalities. So like but I'm saying when he does this like mad scientist hair version, that's what this guy looks like.
Yeah, well, the guy's Roger Guenveur Smith.
Okay.
He's been in a lot of early Spike Lee stuff.
Okay.
So, I mean, he's got a very long storied career, so you have seen him somewhere because he's been in like 50 damn things.
Okay.
But yeah, he's the photographer who's taking pictures of this chick. Oscar Isaac is his assistant, who he just relentlessly screams at for the entire time until a rich guy shows up with 2, I guess, bodyguards almost. It's some kind of insurance thing because they are carrying a suitcase full of diamonds.
Yeah, that they're going to use in this photo shoot.
Yeah, which they will use in the photo shoot. Mid-shoot, Oscar Isaac gets in an argument with the photographer who apologizes to him and then shoots him in the head. And then the girl who's the model shoots the bodyguards in the head. And then the guy who's brought the diamonds is like, damn, you didn't have to kill the assistant. And he's like, well, we can't have any witnesses. And then that guy gets shot in the head. And
then it's get away with the diamonds because he and the model are in on it.
Yeah.
Turns out they're brother and sister.
Yeah. But they have taken the diamonds now. They're getting out of there. Meanwhile, Ice Cube has tracked down Mike Epps and is just chasing him through the streets, trying to catch him.
Yeah, Mike Epps was pulling some kind of shoplifting scheme with a couple of old ladies.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I guess he's friends with.
Sure.
Yeah. But he's...
Oh, and he also buys a lottery ticket. This is when he buys the winning lottery ticket because he has a whole thing about the numbers that...
Well, it's his girlfriend is the one who has picked the numbers somehow.
Right. But he has a weird song rap thing he does to the clerk for some reason because he's just that kind of annoying guy, in this era of movie.
Mike Epps is really turned up in this one. And it's kind of... To me, it reminds me of the Tyrese thing in the Fast movies.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not the target audience for his comedy, but I know a lot of people who absolutely fucking love him.
It depends.
So,
it depends on the moment.
Yeah.
I mean, like I would say he's a lot more relentless than Tyrese ever is. Tyrese is like very much a flavor guy. I mean, he's like it's little like Chris Tucker freakouts, and he's kind of manic the whole time.
Yeah, I guess it's just like Mike Epps just feels like the dollar store Chris Tucker.
Okay.
He just feels like...
Well, Chris Tucker's the dollar store Chris Rock, so, I mean...
kind of...
I mean, just throwing it down there from the
At
further
least
down
Chris
the
Rock
chain.
has something to say, generally.
Well, I know, but I mean, his delivery style is... I mean, it's somewhat of a copy of his delivery style.
Yeah. But Mike Epps, it's just kind of like the direction for him is just be your manic thing all the time, which is kind of what he does. To the point by the end, I was just like, please just kill him. Please just let him get shot.
I mean, some of what he does ends up in some really good
and that's
stuff.
the thing is it's mixed in with like some shit that we were all like laughing our asses off at. So yeah. So you just
I
never know.
You carpet bomb that much, some of them are going to hit.
Yeah.
So
yeah. But the chase eventually these two plot lines converge because Ice Cube has chased him into this weird hallway, almost like it's like an outdoor hallway, but it's got like the James Bond gun barrel sequence on a fence.
Yeah,
behind
I think it's supposed to be they never say this, but it's a camera aperture. I mean, it's but like it never comes back. So I think this was supposed to be the photography studio because they got a room that's just filled with balloons, and it's like I guess it's just like where they keep all the dumb shit for these photo shoots.
I guess.
Yeah.
But either way, Ice Cube gets in. They come down the stairs and just start blasting. Yeah. And so he has to dive out of the way. He dives into the balloon room like we talked about, and they take off. The bad guys discover there's a note in there that says, "Yeah, if you're reading this, you probably killed me, and the diamonds are fake, so fuck yourself."
Basically, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, the lady Ursula or whatever
she
had
gets
discovered it first, but
Yeah,
then
she
she's like,
gets a
"Oh, there's a
jeweler's-
note." Like,
yeah.
I pull out the jeweler's loop and look at these before I notice the note in the bottom of the
Yeah.
briefcase.
The note is basically like, hey, they're in a very safe place.
Yeah, and it's not like this is a briefcase full of diamonds. I mean, there's enough diamonds to fit in like a small Crown Royal bag.
Yeah, it's like a D&D dice bag
Right, yeah.
of diamonds. There's not much in there.
All right,
But
there,
apparently
there
it's-
we gave you your scope, either a D&D
Yeah.
dice bag or Crown Royal, whichever you might understand
Some
both.
some are the same.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But in 2002 money, this is about $20 million worth of diamonds, we're told. And
Yeah, Mike Epps is hiding out in the back of their van, unbeknownst to them. It's one of those cargo vans where you can't see the back, so
Yeah.
they don't know he's back there until they stop. He's heard all of this, and then just distracts them. Like he realizes he's in trouble and starts plugging things in. This is also a photography van, so he ends
Yeah.
up like plugging in a couple of spotlights, basically.
yeah.
And when they discover him, he's just like, "Oh, actually, I work." He says he works for the guy that they shot, and that he actually has the diamonds. And he's like, "Let me go and get them." And flips the light on, blinds them, and just dives out of the truck and gets shot at, but gets away. Yeah. So that's how. So he knows their plan, but he drops his wallet along the way, which has the lottery ticket in it, and
Yes.
also gives them a way of now they know who he is
And
So-
how to find him.
Yeah. So these two, which like I said, we find out are brother and sister. They seem like they were weird European lovers, but they're not. Well, they might be. I mean, who knows?
Yeah.
Um,
But they go back to their boss,
yeah. Who's Tommy Flanagan
Tommy Flanagan.
from Braveheart and a billion other things? You know who he is. He's the guy with the scars. He's Scottish, so
Yeah. Yeah. You will recognize him.
Yeah.
If not by voice, by look.
Yeah.
But he dresses them down, and he's like, he tells the photographer dude, he's like, all right, so what happened when he blinded you? And he's like, oh, I covered my face, and then I lost him because I got blinded. And he goes, can you just pose like that and show me? And he's like, okay. So he kind of holds his hands up in place, and the dude just walks out and shoots him in the wrist.
yeah. Well, like not even in the wrist. It's
Like in the forearm.
Yeah, it's like in the forearm. It's like in the meat of the forearm.
Yeah. And then he goes, basically, he's like, get your shit fixed and go find this guy. So,
I don't know why I found it funny. I mean, maybe it's just because of the passage of time in this movie sometimes doesn't necessarily make sense. Like, it's shortly after this, like where Mike Epps and Ice Cube get together. I'm just using this as an example. It's not a crucial point to the plot or anything, but they get together and it's like he finally convinces them of like I'm not full of shit. There's a diamond thing, and he doesn't even convince them by like I'm going to tell you where there's possible money. He's like, I know where the people are that shot at you, and Ice Cube's like, fine, let's go. But their travel, they're like, he's like, turn around, you just passed the place that we need to go right around the corner, and they pop a U-turn, and then it's like 6 hours later, it's like pitch black night. It's
Well-
like, where the hell did you go in Miami? Like,
yeah, on the
They
same
turn
note,
the lights off in
Yeah.
Miami
Yeah,
at like
on-
6:30.
On the same note, all right, this guy's been shot in the arm. Mike Epps gets home.
right. Well, I was going to say,
And-
no,
yeah.
the rest of that was like after Tommy Flanagan shoots the guy in the arm.
Yeah.
After he's like, go find them. It's like he just shows back up and he's got like a full like bone
got-
screw, like
Yeah, the halo
Yeah.
arm thing, like with the screws going. Like this is like, they don't just slap this on you in the emergency
That's what
room.
I mean.
This is like a full surgery.
Right, that's what I mean. It's
surgical
just-
procedure,
it's
and he's
ki-
still bleeding.
It's kind of hilarious just because it's like cut to and he's got. I'm like, what the hell did you go have done where you
Yeah.
got this thing on?
Hey man, the underground vet has a lot of shit, including the thing that
Yeah.
immobilizes
halos,
your
yes.
arm and screws into your bones.
It probably was like a neck halo for a dog or something.
Yeah.
Just they used it for his arm.
Yeah, but yeah, he's got that immediately.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, it's the afternoon, and Mike Epps gets home, and that's when we're introduced to Eva Mendes, who's his girlfriend, who is played as not particularly bright in this movie at all, and she has this whole superstition about the numbers and the lottery, and has to watch the drawing religiously, and her numbers come up. And so they have a whole freak out that the way it's filmed almost got me ill. Like, this movie is filmed in an incredibly claustrophobic manner with handheld cameras.
Okay.
And there was a point where I was just like, you need to stop waving the camera back and forth like you're on a boat while they just keep walking in front of the frame.
That's so weird. I didn't get this from that scene at all. I don't know. Like, I mean, I'm usually
there was
very...
something about it where they finally end it because they sit down on the couch when he's finally, because they at first they they play what is it, Isaac Brother, Money Money Money? Wait, no, it's not Isaac Brother. It's whoever it is. You know the song. You know the fucking song.
Fuck, I don't know.
But they play it while they're just basically partying out and and celebrating the fact that they just won the goddamn lottery. And then eventually she's like, "Let me see the ticket. I got to see the ticket." And that's when he freaks out because he can't find the wallet. And then they sit down. They hatch a plan to try and find the damn wallet because it's got a $60 million lottery ticket in it. And we know where the wallet is because we've seen it drop, and we know that the bad guys have it.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And as he goes outside to go to look for it, that's when Ice Cube tackles him. And there's also a little Bow Wow shows up for 2 seconds.
Yeah.
To basically talk to him and go, "Hey, I'm Lil Bow Wow. You're Mike Epps."
He just wanted to be like Mike Epps.
Yeah. But Ice Cube catches him, and eventually he's able to convince him, "Dude, I know who shot at you. They got all these diamonds because Ice Cube has been bailed out by his bail bondsman guy who he works for because the cops kind of had him as a suspect, and they're just like, no, he was chasing this dude. So the cops think Mike Epps did it for some reason, which kind of never comes back, thankfully.
Yeah, I don't understand that jump to conclusion there, but sure.
Yeah, I mean, but that's how it's presented either way. So they go off and do that. He knows that there's something going on that the cops can't figure out.
And also, he's been unofficially taken off the case for whatever good that does. I mean, it doesn't really mean anything in this world because it's not like, it's not like he has a strong, I don't know, by the book policy or anything like that. He's not a cop, So, but yeah, he's just like, don't go anywhere near this. I'm not bailing you out again. You fuck up, you're on your own. And,
yeah.
But yes, he gets. How does he decide to go back to find Mike Epps? I don't remember how that actually happened. Doesn't he just see him walking down the street?
I think he's just like, fuck it, I'm going to catch him anyway because I know where he lives.
Because they have the 1 foot chase where he gets away, but doesn't he just circling around and sees him again later?
Yeah, he just basically tackles him back at his house because he's still on. He's like, fuck it, I don't care. This matters to me.
Yeah.
But then Mike Epps is able to tell him about the diamonds and how these people took them, but they don't have them because they don't. Well, actually, he doesn't tell him that yet, but he tells him all about the diamond stuff. He knows who shot at him. And also, I need to get my wallet. I need to get it back.
Yeah.
And he's able to convince him to start working with him.
Yeah, sort of. It's like Ice Cube never believes him about the lottery ticket, but for some reason he seems to believe him about the diamonds. It's very strange.
I think it's because he had details that he probably shouldn't know. Unless, because Ice Cube only knows him because he found out from the cops when they were grilling him about it. But I think that's why is he's just kind of like, we're going to find the, because Ice Cube's motivation is not to get the diamonds and make the money.
I mean, it kind of is, but that's secondary.
It is kind of, but it's also, he seems more interested in I'm going to beat the cops to it to show that I'm better than the cops.
Yeah, his whole goal is he wants to become a PI, so not a skip tracer, whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, but they, so they team up, and this is where it happens where he's like, I left my wallet at the boat place. And he's like, okay, well, let's go to the boat place. Where is it? And we know that he's run home from the boat place, and yet by the time they get to the boat place, it's midnight for whatever reason. Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's the weird jump in time where it's just like, oh, okay.
Yeah. And they see them load the...
there's 2 different boat places. They go to the boat warehouse where they store all the boats to look for his wallet, and then they decide to go to Tommy Flanagan's showroom or whatever.
Yeah, there is a good joke because Ice Cube has left Mike Epps handcuffed through this whole thing, and then they're hiding in a boat that gets loaded up on one of the shelves, or however you want to put the slip. I guess it's called inside the taller warehouse, and so they have to jump down. So Ice Cube jumps down, and he's like, "Jump down." He's like, "Dude, you handcuffed me. I can't jump down." He's like, "I will shoot you if you don't jump down." And then he just does this jump into the other one and just ka-thump.
Yeah.
Just really good physical comedy bit.
Yeah, head down into the basin of a boat.
Yeah.
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
You're all right over there?
Yeah, are you okay?
I'm fading fast. Sorry, guys.
I was gonna say
I'm holding on as
Okay.
best I can, but yeah. I am way more tired than I thought I was.
Okay.
I mean, you almost look sick for a second. I was like, "Are you gonna start vomiting or something?" Like,
No,
okay.
I'm just extraordinarily tired. I'm
Okay.
hoping the Bajablist will finally work.
I'd offer you meth, but you're trying to quit.
Not even once.
Yeah.
Do it twice is what I'm trying to say. Yeah, I mean, it's a little bit of like I don't.
How do they figure out to go to the other place? Like there's something that Ice Cube finds there that convinces him that. I think it's because he sees the van. Isn't that it? Is they see
Maybe
them
they're
loading
leaving
the
and
van
they
shot
see a
at him?
truck drive by and they're like, that's the same company name as.
I think
was
they follow the
on the van.
they must follow the van that gets loaded into the truck.
Okay.
Or the truck that gets loaded into the van or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
There's a couple times where bad guys just disappear in this movie and we don't really know what happened to him.
Yeah.
Like the rocket launcher guy, we're still not real sure what happened to that guy.
This is weird.
Yeah.
Yeah. But from here, he basically takes him back to his house and handcuffs he and Eva Mendes to the bed together. Because I guess she's an accessory or whatever. I don't know. And then he calls his office and says, "Hey, did the cops say anything? You know, did Martinez, who's his boss, did he say anything?" And he's like, and his the girl who seems to want to be his girlfriend, it's kind of
I think
she's a weird character because she's like a coworker who keeps wanting to be his backup for all this stuff.
Yeah, she's like Chekhov's partner, where it's like she's just like, why don't you take me on these things? I can back you up and be your partner and stuff. And he's just always like, I'll think about it. And so you're like, okay, well, clearly by the third act she's going to join in on this, right? And she does. So, but it's just there's not much more to her than that.
Yeah, and it's not even presented as a romantic relationship, like ever.
No,
Which
just like it's like
feels
some early
odd.
it's some early 2000s ladies can do stuff too. You know, like we were trying. I mean, society was trying at this point, like to get to like full on lady action star instead of
this movie's
white
not
blanket or sidekick or
Yeah,
or
but this
person that
movie's
gets
not-
fridged.
not a good example of that.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying, like it's working
Yeah.
towards it.
Yeah,
I mean,
I guess so.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah, he calls her. She gives him the scoop that basically, the cops can't figure it out. They don't know where it, but they know that the diamonds were taken somehow.
Mhm.
And as he's doing this, he's gone to a bar or something and called from a payphone because this is still kind of pre-cell phone era for the most part. But this is when our buddy with the arm halo shows up. And he's gone. He has Mike Epps' ID, so he's gone to his house, and he and Eva Mendes are pretending to be dead, but she can't stop breathing and moving. So the guy's like, "Hey, I guess I found you. I guess I get to shoot you now," and that's when Ice Cube knocks him out, and then they chain him to the bathroom.
the world's strongest shower curtain rod holder.
I mean, it was screwed into the wall, but it's still.
It didn't look like a shower curtain rod. It looked like a piece of threaded pipe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, in my apartment that wouldn't fucking work.
Well,
Yeah,
I mean, I think everywhere I've ever lived, I've always just had suspension here, the
yeah.
tension
Yeah,
style.
Well, this one was screwed into the wall. I'll
That's
tell
true,
you that.
yeah.
But it's not the best place. But this is when Mike Epps just keeps trying to insult this guy and, tell him he's got a 5 head. But he did say his forehead's so big when he dreams he sees movies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a similar joke, and I don't remember what movie it was, but similar, like making fun of someone's size of their head was, I think, do you dream in IMAX? Or
Yeah.
something.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Yeah.
Yeah. So he's spending his time insulting this guy. And then eventually Ice Cube takes over and it's just like, listen, buddy, I'm going to fuck you up if you don't tell me what I need to know. And the way he decides to do this is to start tightening the screws on the rod going into his arm, which is really fucking effective because that guy loses his shit. And he's like, all right, fine.
This is one of those times when, Manic Mike Epps works because, like, first he was doing the unrelenting taunting of his weird head, and then Ice Cube kicks him out and, asks him for a screwdriver to begin the torturing, and then he just can't stop popping in, like, let me get in on that. This guy shot at me. Let me twist the screws a little bit.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just funny to me that he's just like, come on, Spike, let me
Yeah, and eventually this guy tells him like, "Okay, here's my boss." They don't show it, but he basically has told them where I guess this guy sells boats.
Yes, he sells fountain boats.
Oh, yeah,
and
that's-
cigarette boats and Chris Craft boats, all of the nice boats.
That's how they get to his showroom. I couldn't remember how they
Torture.
Torture.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, torture. It works, as we learned in 24. Right?
Oh, the show. Okay, I was like,
the
I
truth.
was thinking about time. I was like, that hasn't
No.
happened yet.
No, 24.
I'm like, I know.
Time has proven 24 correct that torture will give you the information you need. Right?
Sure.
Actually, no, it has not proved it correct.
Yeah, I know.
How are tasing a speaker?
Torture.
How are
Not even
tasing a
once.
speakerphone will affect the person on the other end?
Yeah.
I learned that. That's just science.
It makes sense.
Yeah.
It's the radio waves.
Yes, connected through the wires.
Anyway, yeah, Ice Cube goes there and basically just picks a fight with the guy until he gets kicked out. And I think it's more just so he can ID him
Yeah, something
because
like
he
that.
taunts the
trying
guy
to-
into telling him who he is.
He's trying to find out who's in charge.
Yeah.
So he's like coming in and making a scene
Yeah.
and trying to talk to
And
the
he
manager.
does the whole "let me talk to the manager," and the guy's like, "Fuck your manager, I'm the owner." Tommy Flanagan.
Right. By
I'm
the
the
way,
cock of the walk.
Yeah,
Tommy Flanagan's all over every scene he's in. Just
he really does.
yeah.
Yeah. But then they go outside, and
He
meanwhile,
Glasgow's all out.
yeah. Meanwhile, Eva Mendes has picked the lock on the handcuffs for Mike Epps, and so they're just going around cars trying to break in to get the wallet because he's like, "All right, that car looks expensive. Maybe my wallet's in there." And what happens is Ice Cube comes out and is like, "What the fuck are you doing? Like, stop! Like, this is not going to work. We know who the guy is. We can get the diamonds."
And again, he still doesn't believe that the lottery ticket is real. So
Yeah.
he's very unconcerned with him finding his wallet or any of that
Mm-hmm.
stuff.
Yeah, but they get in a fight, and then this gets the attention of Tommy Flanagan and his Flanagites who work for him, and
They're Flanagoons.
yeah, Flanagoons. Thank you,
Flanamans.
much better.
Manigans.
Yeah, so he and the Flanagoons watch them have a fight in the parking lot, and then make up and then leave. So now they have an ID on Ice Cube's car.
And Eva Mendes.
And Eva Mendes as well. But they get in the car, and that's when Mike Epps kind of spills the beans that, hey, they don't know where the diamonds are either. Because the whole time, Ice Cube's just been like, we're going to find these guys so we can find the damn diamonds.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, they don't know where they are either. And this is when they basically go back to the house, and they have kind of a bonding session a little bit where they're just like, hey, man, like, listen, lottery ticket, it's real, I'm telling you. And he's like, why do you want the diamonds so bad? And he's like, because I want to stick it to the cops, show them I can do this too.
Mm-hmm.
And-
And also start my own PI firm or whatever.
Yeah, yeah. And they kind of figure out if he's gone, we need to talk to the lady because that's like his wife. That's the next step, right? Because they've discovered who it was that was originally supposed to be delivering the diamonds.
Sure.
Buckner, I believe.
Okay, is that who that is? That's
Yeah,
all right.
That is that guy's wife.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. The guy who gets shot in the beginning of the photo shoot. Okay.
Yes.
All
yeah.
right. I actually never really understood who that was or why they were at that house.
Well, yeah, and
why
they were
the
supposed
diamonds
to
were
be
there.
in on it because he spoke friendly to him for a minute before they shot him in the head, and realized that, oh no, we've got fake diamonds. This is not good. So
I think this guy thought it was an insurance scam, and they were like, "No, we're just going to steal the diamonds outright."
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah,
It was supposed to be an insurance scam, and then they got double crossed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
yeah. But then they go to her house, and of course the door's open already. So Ice Cube kind of creeps in. He's looking around, and then sees an aquarium because it's been established earlier that he spent $600 on a fish that ends up dying because of Mike Epps because he spent so long and got arrested and all that.
I mean, really, it was just the Florida heat, and it sat on his dashboard and boiled.
And basically cooked. Yeah.
Yeah.
And probably didn't taste very good either.
Yeah.
But it's been established he loves aquariums, so he sees like this amazing aquarium underneath the stairs and is looking at it.
It's a nice aquarium, but it's just full of eels, like my hovercraft. But it's very
Yeah.
weird.
It's got a lionfish.
I thought it was
there are
just
a
eels.
No, there are a
Okay.
couple lionfish
All
in
right.
there.
Yeah,
and I think
there's-
that's what he's looking at. And he suddenly gets a golf club to the back of the head. And I was like, oh, I guess Mrs. Buckner's more able than we thought.
It was the beginning of Act 4.
Barkley.
And but turns out it was one of the Flanagoons, and Mike Epps is able to save Ice Cube, who's been but not until the guy has already handcuffed him to the staircase. But Mike Epps is able to clock that guy with a vase, knock him out, so they tie him up, and then start looking through the house, trying to find any evidence of the diamonds or whatever the hell they're doing.
Yeah, or Mrs. Buckner.
Yeah.
Barkley.
Barkley? Is that what her name is? Okay.
Okay, Ms. Barkley. But yeah, Mike Epps does find the safe, steals some money out of it, and is reading the will, which apparently left everything to her. As he leans against the tub, her dead body kind of surfaces.
Yeah, I don't know why, but there's no
Comedic timing. As
comedic
well.
timing, yes.
Or dramatic
Yeah.
timing.
Yeah. So he flips out, and then Ice Cube comes up and is like, well, shit. So they killed her already, and now we got to get the fuck out of here.
Yep.
And they take the one guy, they throw him in the trunk, and apparently both of those guys are in the trunk now.
Yeah. Not before Mike Epps hits him with another face for some reason, just because. Like there's
He's starting to wake up
Yeah.
again, so he gets sent back to sleep.
Gets knocked the fuck out.
Actually, no, I think that was Ice Cube hit him with the second one.
I
maybe.
think he
Yeah.
does.
But yeah,
Either way.
But in the kerfuffle, in the struggle, Ice Cube's gun got knocked into the aquarium, and that's when they throw both these guys. They throw the second guy into the trunk with the weird-haired guy from earlier, the one with the halo arm, and then they're like, we got to go back in and clean up, dust everything and leave no trace.
Yeah, we got to get our prints off everything.
And as they're cleaning stuff up, he notices that he turns around. He's like, "Oh shit, your gun's in the aquarium," and they're trying to fish it out. I mean, I don't. For someone that's into fish, I don't know why he doesn't just stick his arm in there. But
It's because of all the eels. And
I mean, I wouldn't stick my arm in there with that many eels. But that's just,
also the lionfish.
what are they gonna do?
They're poisonous.
Are they?
Yeah, really poisonous.
Okay.
Like the spines.
Are they?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Yeah, but
I don't believe you. I think you're lying. Fishing.
But this is also like, obviously, I've already bitched about the out of sight connections, but as soon as they show the gun drop down to the bottom of the aquarium, I'm like, gee, I wonder where the fucking diamonds are.
Well, in slight difference, they're in a baggie. They're not just loose stones on the
These
bottom.
are
of
cut diamonds.
Yeah.
They are not uncut. Yeah. But yes, Ice Cube fishes out a baggie full of the real diamonds, and then from this point forward, he kind of can't.
They get all giddy about the money, and they're like, "Hey, what are you gonna buy?"
Yeah, but he can't stop like pouring them out and just being like, "Holy shit, diamonds!"
Diamonds.
He just keeps looking at him, going, "Diamonds." But yeah, they get in the car. They're heading back, and he's just like, I was gonna try and like solve that crime and turn this into the cops, but once you got those in your hand, you kind of change your mind about things, and he's like, yeah, fuck yeah. So
yeah, they've decided, or
they've committed to keeping the diamonds.
Yeah, and just giving up on the rest of the shit. But they go back home to get Ava Mendez, and she's been kidnapped.
Yep.
From Ice Cube's place, which I don't really. Oh no, he did drop his wallet or something. Like they got his ID at some point. So
No, they just followed the car, I believe.
Is that what it was?
Yeah.
I thought he dropped his. I thought they ended up getting his ID somehow too.
No.
But anyway,
either way.
They've kidnapped her. I don't know. They set up a long meetup thing at a dog track.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
the guys are basically, if you want her back, we want the diamonds. So let's do this.
Yeah. I almost feel like we have to explain dog tracks because that's such a regional thing. Like most people don't even have those or ever had
Oh
them.
no, other places have them.
Did they?
Oh yeah.
I mean, I thought it was horse racing everywhere
It's
else.
basically like a horse race except with greyhounds.
Yeah. And now mostly illegal almost everywhere. So
Is it?
At least in Florida, they outlawed it.
It's probably good.
Yeah.
Yeah, those dogs have problems after being
Well, I mean,
being raised dogs.
yeah, I mean, there's multiple problems in it. Not only the way they're kept and treated, but then they're also severely inbred because people want more greyhounds, just like Dalmatians. So,
Yeah.
if you can,
Just like
if
every
you
purebred
ever meet
dog.
a smart Dalmatian, please give me a call, because you will not.
Good to know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're all a little simple.
Yeah, but anyway, they've set like they the way that they deliver this message is they throw the two dudes in the front of a car and drive the car through the front of the boat dealership. So it smashes a whole bunch of shit, crashes, and are those guys dead at that point?
No, they're just all taped up because Crazy Hair like moves and a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because the way Tommy Flanagan acts, it's just like, oh, they're dead. Fuck them.
He says something to Ursula, like your brother be fine or something like that. But,
Okay.
Yeah. It's offhandedly.
Yeah. But anyway, they've left a recorder on his person
Yeah.
that he plays back. That's
Real,
basically
it's
like
a real dictaphone move.
But yeah, but where he's just like, hey, meet us at the dog track 2:00 tomorrow. We'll do the exchange. So that's when they've set up this plan, and they get to the dog track, and Ice Cube is down like by the area with the dogs. They've hidden a suitcase in there which has a sniper rifle in it. So he's pulled out the sniper rifle.
I don't. Not being an actual cop or anything, can anyone just buy a disassembly gun like that?
Or takedown rifle? Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Takedown rifles are...
Let me tell you a
fairly
little
common.
thing called America.
Well, I know. I felt like, I guess my naivety or whatever is just like,
Yeah.
I still think that it should be like people should not be able to buy actual full automatic weapons and, sniper rifles and that disassemble and shit like that and ceramic guns and stuff. I'm just like, part of me.
I regret to inform
I know.
you
Yeah. Well,
where we live.
there's a long history of what a lot of people would call sniper rifles in like shooting sport / hunting. So
Yeah.
you want a scope, you want an accurate gun. It's going to be real hard to get accurate gun out of the hands of even people who claim to only use.
I'm not saying you
guns
can't
for
have a
sporting
rifle
use,
with a
but-
scope for shooting unarmed deers or whatever, but I'm
Not
saying
one
like,
that should fit in a
The deer
briefcase.
should have the gun
they
too.
really
Not one that
should.
you should be able to put
That's
into a
what I'm
briefcase.
saying. That's the disassembly part, and like a fucking James Bond movie seems like maybe a thing you should be able to acquire.
Trekking your gun out to
You're not
hunt, you
wrong,
want to be able to
but-
put it in a pack. There's going to be a lot of reasons
They
that,
make those
that
case
people
things,
will.
Yeah. Anyway, some people just own a Honda Civic, but they still want to own a sniper rifle.
Okay,
And in America, you can do that.
it's a Honda Civics lesson.
Yeah. So, but either way, Ice Cube now has a sniper rifle. Mike Epps has shown up, and also the girl from work is there, just kind of pushing a trash cart around
She's
in the uniform.
being extra eyes and ears.
Yeah. But and keep in mind, this place is abandoned right now. There's nobody there but them.
It's not. There are other people there
Yeah.
though.
No.
There are people that are dealing with dogs besides.
Yes, but it's not like it's dog racing time and the stands are full.
No, it's mostly abandoned. But there are other
Okay.
people, which
Okay.
seemed weird. I
There,
guess.
there,
does.
there's a weird history with dog tracks. Like dog tracks would open up even when the dogs weren't racing because they have TVs that show you highlight and dog events from other places, so you can actually
For
go
betting.
and you can go and bet even if like an event isn't happening there.
Okay.
Yo, dog! I heard you like gambling.
Yeah,
So
yeah. I mean the
Yeah.
whatever they call that, the room where you place your bets. I don't know. There's a
the betting room.
the betting
Fun
room.
time.
Sure, the betting room. I mean, I thought there was a name for like it's not the cashier, it's the opposite, but in a casino. But anyway, like that room is just full of TVs showing bettable sporting events
Okay.
everywhere. Legally bettable sporting events, I should say.
Well, nowadays, everything's legal to bet on,
Well,
unless you're a player.
yeah, there's a weird lotto rule that they use to get around that. It's dumb.
Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah, anyway,
So Mike Epps basically shows up and just starts taunting Flanagan, and he's like, "Here, he's like, give me the diamonds," and he's like, "All right, here." He shows him one of them. He's like, "Where's my girlfriend?" And they finally bring Eva Mendes out, and then he's like, "Are you good?" And then he just kind of stalls for a bit before giving him the diamonds, just so he can talk shit at the guy, and I would assume also just so Ice Cube can he knows Ice Cube is ready to shoot. Because Ice Cube has spotted that there's a sniper up on the top of the scoreboard.
Yeah.
Or whatever it is at a dog track.
sure.
Yeah. And the way Mike Epps distracts him is he's able to pop the diamonds up out of his hand after he's kind of poured the bag out onto him. Because he pours them out and says, "I want the bag."
He does like the cuppy hands thing, and then he just dumps all the diamonds in them, and then he just hits his hands from below as they slow motion fly into the air.
Hits his hand from below and takes off, and that's Ice Cube's cue to snipe the dude up top.
Yeah, because they also ring the bell for the to release the dogs, so it's like all kinds of things are happening all at once.
Yeah, so Rusty takes off, dogs take off after him, and
2 dogs. He's loaded 2 dogs for some reason. I don't really understand this distraction, but okay.
they need competition.
Yeah, they call him old 2 Dog.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Eva Mendes has just run away as soon as they let her loose. But they both get downstairs.
Well, he does a pretty sweet stunt down the escalator. Like
somehow the escalator slide.
Yeah, somehow the escalator is like directly below where he is, and he just jumps into like the hallway or whatever. Just immediately hits the middle center. Part.
Yeah. But also, Ice Cube has picked everyone up in the car and just starts driving through glass, Blues Brothers style. Mm-hmm. It's like whatever.
Yeah, they could have just left, but he drives through part of the dog track. Yeah.
And they take off and end up getting in a car chase with Tommy Flanagan, where they're trying to catch him because he and his girlfriend have scooped up all of the diamonds.
Yeah.
And
they're in like a limo. They're being driven by one of the goons, the Flanagan.
Yeah.
But they're speeding up behind him, and now Mike Epps decides to produce the gun that he also stole from the safe earlier that he didn't tell Ice Cube about.
Yeah. And shoots out the back window.
Yeah.
And there's a bit of a car chase for a while.
This is where the rocket launcher guy comes in.
Yeah.
There's a rocket launcher guy just camped in the middle of the
I don't
street.
know if it's Tommy Flanagan or who it is, but somebody fires a goddamn rocket launcher at them. But because they have the windows open, it goes through their window and blows up like a fish truck behind them.
I think they swerved and clipped this guy with the car, which is what made him miss-shoot. I don't know. But
I couldn't tell because it was early 2000s chaotic editing.
True.
Yeah.
But this guy, it's just a reason to have a fish van blow up and have fish rain from the sky onto Ice Cube's car.
Yeah. And that guy is not even a body in the background. He's just gone.
Yeah.
And they also treat it like, I guess Tommy Flanagan got away.
Yeah.
And this is where they give up and they're just their partnership's over. They're not gonna do this anymore. And then Ice Cube's work friend changes his mind. They team back up, and they decide they're gonna go get their lottery ticket and their diamonds.
Yes. And he's Tommy Flanagan's basically gone back to his personal yacht.
What happens? The reason they do this is because they see the truck with the logo, the Aperture logo.
This is where they see that
drive by, and they're like, "Oh shit!" And so they hop in the car and follow that, and they get to the.
They're like, "This was a triumph."
Yeah, and they dated reference. Huh?
Yeah, hey, it's whatever.
Yeah, but they get to his yacht where he has just completed a deal with. Shady characters. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah, nondescript, maybe European or Vietnamese. I'm trying to figure out. She
I
looked
like
Asian.
She spoke French.
She spoke French, but she looked very Asian.
Yeah.
So I'm like, is she from Vietnam?
Yeah, and they do not subtitle any of what they had. Maybe that was.
It would not make sense in 2002, but whatever.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of Asian places that once spoke French.
Nope. I don't. Who knows? But either way, they have officially finished selling off the diamonds for two giant suitcases of cash, which apparently contain $20 million worth of $100 bills, which I know we've done math on like what would fit different spaces, but I feel like 20 million worth of $100 bills would not fit in just those two suitcases that they bring.
Oh no, absolutely not.
Okay.
No. No, I mean, I'm trying to think. Is it in hundreds? I've seen the stack of $1 million in Vegas they have sitting on one of the tables. It's like a display, and I think it's in hundreds. But I mean, they just have.
How big is that stack?
It's like half of a craps table. I mean,
really?
I mean, it's a big pile of fucking money. But it might be in 20s too. I don't know. They might have done it in 20s just to have it.
I just remember we've done the math on this before and been like, nope, that is absolutely not the right amount of money. But either way, it's supposed to be 20 million and two like all-weather suitcases, kind of, like the tactical plastic, whatever.
Yeah, like camera bags. You would have all-weather camera things.
Yep.
But yeah, and then he just goes back to his yacht and he's like, "Chill out, goons. I'm going to pay you when we get time, and I'm going to go fuck my lady."
Yeah. Which he does.
Uh-huh.
While Ice Cube and Mike Epps get on the boat. Mike Epps drops, doesn't have a gun, so Ice Cube gives him his gun, which he immediately drops in the water as soon as they get on the boat.
Not even, they were like leaping over the spillway to get
Yeah.
to the marina, and he drops it in the water.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which it happens so much at the end of this movie that I'm like, how many dropped guns are in this movie?
A lot.
Because he drops a second one on him.
Yeah.
And Ice Cube has to give him yet another gun. And he loses that somehow.
There's more
or no,
dra-
he gives him the taser. That's right. He gives him the taser.
There's more drop guns in this movie than there are at Disney.
Yeah. But so
Haha.
and the girls decide, hey, we can't just sit up here waiting. We're going to go up on the boat too. And so they knock the other two goons into the water, which apparently just kills them. Maybe they didn't know how to swim because they fall out. And Mike Epps is like, I just saw two guys fall by the window. And Ice Cube's like, the fuck's wrong with you? You did not. And then they see the girls running away. So Ice Cube has to run off the boat to chase them for no particular reason, which leaves Mike Epps to, of course, get caught by Tommy
Well, he
Flanagan.
finds his wallet and can't stop flipping out that he's found his lottery ticket. And he's just like,
Yeah,
"Ah!"
yeah, he does Mike Epps out,
Yeah.
and like,
And
with
then he
his
basically just
perspective.
like comes out from behind like, cool, got you again.
Yeah. Yep. And they don't kill him just yet. Like, and normally you would, like, he's been nonchalant about just fucking murdering people, but they're like, no, we have to walk him to the boat, and I guess they plan to dump him out in the water off of the other boat, which I guess makes sense because he doesn't. It's a nice yacht. He doesn't want to mess it up.
Yeah.
With dead Mike Epps.
It's hard to get out.
Yeah. And so they take him to the cigar boat, and as they're taking off, Ice Cube
Yeah, he pops up from like
pops up. I
Yeah.
think he's already on the boat, isn't
he
he?
is. He's like up in like that weird front seat on a speedboat.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, he pops up and I think he's got the lady. His
Oh, yeah,
lady.
he takes the lady hostage.
Yeah.
Correct.
To which Tommy Flanagan is just like, well, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Shoots her in the head.
We're not married yet.
Yeah.
Blam.
He does the whole speed shoot the hostage thing. And from here, that's when Mike Epps pushes him and gets shot for his troubles and somehow makes the boat take off at the same time.
He
Basically
falls
just-
forward and hits the throttle.
Yeah, which,
This is where you get your sort of face-off thing with the runaway speedboat.
yeah. I mean, the speedboat's going
Speed 3.
nuts. Just going, it's almost doing S motion, which shouldn't work that way. It should just be going in a circle probably, but, you know.
Or just straight.
Yeah, or
You know.
straight. Let's not apply logic to this, even though I just tried to.
Well,
But anyway, what this yields is a fight scene in the inside of the boat, where Ice Cube and Tommy Flanagan are basically just using the momentum of the boat against each other, and they're getting chucked around this small cabin, just punching each other. And as Tommy Flanagan finally gets the gun, the boat runs aground at full speed, which sends him into the front, into the bulkhead, where he just, it appears he snapped his neck.
Yeah.
Like, just fucking crack, he's done. And so they get outside and they're like, well, shit, man. I guess we win. But Mike Epps has been shot and he's trying to tend to him. And that's when Tommy Flanagan jumps up and is like, ah! And Mike Epps is able to tase him in the ass. And then Ice Cube shoots him as many times as his gun will allow.
Yeah. Yeah, the weird the Robert David looking Walton Goggins guy, I'm pretty sure he's the one that got tased in the scrot like 6 times or something. Like there was somebody they
A
knocked
number
down
of
that they
times, yeah.
just like kept tasing him, yeah.
Yeah.
he got tased in the taint
Yeah.
like 4 times.
But
Well,
yeah, I mean-
he did that to what's his face in the very beginning of the movie. That was the first one. He
Oh
tased
yeah,
him in
Anthony
the
Michael
taint.
Hall. Okay, yeah, he's the one that got tased. Okay.
Yeah,
But yeah, but I'm
taint tasing.
Taint.
after he dropped the gun, he was like, all I have left is this taser, take it or leave it.
Yeah, somehow that taser just kept getting used on people's genital region.
Beholes.
Yeah. Anyway, but yeah, he's dead. They're like, well, shit. I guess this is the money. And he's like, oh, and you got your lottery ticket too, so that's pretty awesome. And then they suddenly hear the Coast Guard coming.
Yeah, and then somehow he comes up with this whole like the only way this is going to work is if you actually go to jail. I turn you in, blah blah blah, and all
Yeah.
this stuff, and I don't know
Yeah.
how that.
He also
I don't know how that works. I
he
don't know
also
whether.
hastily buries the money crates.
Yeah.
The two very, very large money crates that are sitting
Yeah.
there, like they're enormous cases. By the way, $20 million in $100 bills would take up 8 cubic feet.
It's a lot.
Yeah, it's a lot more than two suitcases.
That's rather big.
A 2x2x2, right? 2x2x2 brick of
So
money.
those would hold maybe like a quarter of that money.
There
right?
were 4 of them in the trunk.
Yeah.
right?
I thought
Okay.
there were. Okay, yeah, that
They
makes
only
sense.
there was a point where they only showed one.
Yes,
but-
there were 4, but
But
still
the
it's
very
not
first
enough.
thing they showed them pulling 4 of them out of the trunk.
Which makes sense because Ice Cube buries 2, and at the very end of the movie, in the denouement, they're basically like, "So you turned in $10 million to the government or whatever," and he's like, "What about the other 10?" He's like, "I don't know what you're talking about." So he buried 2 of the cases,
Okay.
thus letting them find 2 others.
All right, that
I
makes
don't.
more
I
sense.
still am not sure if those cases were big enough to carry, but they were also just large and orange. So,
Mm-hmm.
and the Coast Guard knows. I don't know.
Coast Guard doesn't think, hey, let's unbury
There's no way
these,
he's
these
getting
weird mounds on the
Right.
sand.
There's no way he's getting away.
They
with
have to
this.
call in the sand guard for that. I mean, they only guard the coast.
Right.
So
Right. Isn't the sand part of the coast?
don't get technical with me. You son of a beach.
Technically
Goddamn.
correct. The best kind of correct.
But cut to 6 weeks later, and Mike Epps gets released from prison, and there's no one there to meet him. And so he just kind of wanders the streets, walks directly through the middle of a basketball game, which nobody acknowledges, which would never happen. Sorry.
Yeah.
But,
You'd get beaten up in most hoods for that.
yeah. But he sits on the bleachers.
I don't know.
And then,
I think maybe if you're wearing a wife beater and prison pants with a pick in your hair, you might think twice about starting
Yeah.
some shit from with the guy who just got out of prison.
yeah.
Actually, no, that might be the best person to taunt because they're gonna try really hard not to go back to prison. I mean, with immediate experience, one would
Unless
think.
they're ready to go back.
Oh,
to prison. I
okay,
don't know.
yeah. They might be like a whole red situation. They
Yep.
can't live without prison.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but they suddenly he's sitting there on the bleachers, and a Bentley pulls up behind him, and he's like, "Oh shit!" And that's when I get the whole, "Hey, the $10 million watch, get in." Apparently, Eva Mendes still hasn't even cashed the ticket yet. So
That's
they've-
pretty honorable of her to do.
Yeah, they've just been that's what you do. You don't cash it the next day.
Right.
Because they made a big deal about it being a $60 million lottery, which it happens every other fucking day these days. But
And yeah.
I guess in 2002,
Well, with Powerball, yeah.
yeah, 60 million.
In 2002,
wasn't
the
much.
lottery used to start at like 2 million.
2 million.
and then it would start growing from there. Like the lotto, the big one.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think they start at like 10 now. I mean, just like the base minimum. Or
no,
something.
it's still done.
It's still real
Yeah,
low?
Lotto's like 2.
Okay.
Powerball starts higher.
Oh, maybe that's what I'm thinking.
Not that I buy tickets a lot. Too much. Anyway, Yeah.
You can't win if you don't play.
Yeah.
So they say.
right. But yes, if I win, I won't cash the ticket for months because you got to let things die down if it's a big deal.
Right.
Because they do
Why?
make a big deal about it being like a record jackpot or something to that effect.
It's big. I mean, $60 million
Yeah,
is a
60
lot
million
of
is-
money.
yeah.
Why do you have to wait?
You want to let the hype die down.
Because lottery winners are made public no matter
Yeah.
what.
Okay.
Also, you want to cash it in with a trust. That's how you get around it.
Yep.
But the lottery commission will still require knowing your name, but your name won't be out there
Yeah.
as who cashed it in. So
Yeah.
you got to set up.
It still has to be used in it can be used in publicity. That's
mean,
in terms of accepting the
Yeah.
You give
prize.
me 60 million.
But
well,
the
I
Eat
mean,
My Asshole Trust
Yeah.
LLC PBS, I don't think the lottery commission would publish that.
I mean,
Yeah.
give me $38 million or whatever the actual cash equivalent of it. I can diss a fucking peer pretty quick. I go get my name changed.
Yeah, well,
and-
that's the thing is
be
you
in
set all
Belize.
this up before you cash the ticket.
well,
Right.
That's how the plan should work.
yeah. Well, it's a lot easier to do with
Among
money.
us who have discussed it,
Yeah. That's why you wait
Extensively.
is so you can get everything set up and then
and then you just vanish.
Yeah.
I don't know if Belize doesn't have an extradition treaty, but I'm going to some country that doesn't have an extradition treaty. I don't know
What
why.
are you planning to do?
I was going to finish the thought. I'm saying if I'm getting the fuck out of this country, I want a country that is so anti this country that it's just like, no, fuck your law. I'm just saying, like, I'm that over it. Like, you know,
It makes
like,
sense.
yeah, your law is, you know, you're so full of shit. Like, you know,
It does make sense.
you elected a fucking Twitter personality.
The thing
as
is,
your president.
once you have money, then the law doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Right. That's why I want to go to a country that
You could stay here.
can you know satisfy my lifestyle.
That's okay, fair enough. Yeah. But you could stay here because the law doesn't matter if you have money.
Oh,
Almost any law.
I know there's at least, I think, is it Argentina? At least one or two countries in South America you can go to, no extradition. Peru, maybe, I don't know.
Belize was one of those places where you could basically have a government-sponsored brand new identity for like 10 grand.
Yeah, that's
At
plenty.
least that was the
shit.
rumor.
That's
for a
plenty
while.
of countries, actually. You can buy your citizenship to lots of places.
Well, no, I
not
mean-
that I've looked into it or anything.
I don't even mean you could buy your citizenship. You could buy a brand new identity,
Oh.
basically.
Yeah.
Anyway, visit Belize. This podcast is sponsored by visitbelize.com.
Hey.
Believe in Belize.
Mm-hmm.
What you want to do?
Which
You
is
gotta
probably
Belize.
where they're off to. Probably Belize.
No, they said Rio. I
Oh,
don't,
did
I don't
they?
think Brazil has a. I think Brazil does have an extradition treaty, so that's probably a bad plan.
But they got away with all of
Yeah,
it. So
they've got the money and they're not giving it back.
technically
Yeah,
they didn't
They
really
got the money. Yeah, they got away.
they didn't commit that many crimes. It's not that big a deal.
Yeah, they only killed a few people. But those
They were
people
all
were
bad
trying
guys.
to kill them.
And they're still running today.
Yeah.
Anyway,
So,
End of movie.
Yeah.
Rap song over credits. I think.
not a single Ice Cube song in this entire movie. I don't
Yeah.
believe.
Ice Cube didn't need to promote himself at this point.
yeah,
So
and
he
they,
did promote a bunch of
But it
other
is
people.
weird that, like, I mean, you
didn't
you had to know
promote
that it was coming because of the title of the movie. But you know, you've got
they used the Puff Daddy
yeah,
song.
the Puff
over the
Daddy
title.
/ maybe posthumous PIG song.
Yeah.
But I mean, I just I don't know. That was weird. I mean, I know your title of your movie, but I thought the East Coast West Coast thing was still fairly prominent in 2002, and it would just be weird to me. I mean, it's weird to me. Like, you know, Ice Cube's one of the poster children of West Coast rap, and
I think it kind of cooled off once Biggie and Tupac were dead. I think a lot of them were like, "Hey, I'd rather have a shit ton of money and live." Money tends to do that to people.
Yeah, this seemed to be in the less gangsta and more mogul phase, the
Yeah.
beginning of the mogul phase of
Mm-hmm.
I know.
Of
I just
rap.
mean somewhere on paper. I'm still surprised that was allowed to happen, other than the title of the movie is all.
Yeah.
By you know, if he's an executive, I mean, clearly it was an executive producer. It was like
He also
yeah.
co-wrote the movie.
Cube, whatever his production company was.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, it was like in the
Yeah.
beginning.
But
Glass
this
Cube?
was
I
also
don't know.
the era of, "Hey, I'm a rap star. I want my own movie." And Ice Cube is the only one who kind of succeeded, really.
Well, it's funny they use a Method Man and Redman song in here, and like that's another pair that I think made a couple tries at movies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, their goals were not as large as Ice Cube's. That's for sure.
I mean, I'm just saying, like, I mean, Method Man's been in a number of movies.
Yeah,
actually.
he kind of he's I guess he would be
Yeah.
there. But he
But I
never
mean-
had like a vanity project of like, "I'm Method Man. This is my movie."
I mean, they're.
Unless you count How High, I guess.
Yeah, I was gonna say that they have their, like, you know, buddy comedy things. I don't know.
Mhm. Yeah. But anyway, ratings. Because I will say no Stargrove, because that song
No.
existed before they named the movie.
Correct.
So you can't that it doesn't work that way.
I don't know how to rate this one. It's weird. It's
It feels kind of like a real movie, but also kind of not.
yeah, that's the problem. Is like it's fine. It's almost Chuck fine in that it accomplishes its goals, but I don't really have many thoughts outside of that.
Yeah,
It's
I'll
also
never
very-
watch this again.
No, it's also very weird for inclusion in Blaxploitation History Month because I don't really feel like it touches on any of the themes of a blaxploitation movie,
Oh, absolutely not,
except
no.
for the fact that it's like, you know,
Black Lead cast.
yeah, it's blacklead. It's blacklead in the writing and production and
Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, I mean, technically, there is no such thing past 1978 or so of, you know, anything that remotely qualifies as blaxploitation.
Yeah.
I mean, in the truest sense, because anything that does exist after that is knowing, and no one's captured that. Like, I keep using the phrase, but the pastiche of like doing one and not being like a parody. You know, I
Right.
mean, you know, from Black Dynamite to even like Proud Mary, I think like everything is like they're just a little too like tongue in cheek. Well, you know, like know what they're doing and like letting boom mic slip in on purpose and stuff. You know, I don't know.
Yeah, everyone's gone the ironic route with it. So
but yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think we were just trying to branch out, but it's a stretch, I suppose. So it's next week's. I mean, technically, I mean, even though it's a
though
direct parody of,
that one is one is definitely more
that's a
related.
more direct parody of.
Yeah. But we'll announce that to $3 Patreons.
Unless you're listening to the
Friday.
beginning of the live stream where I already spoiled it. Sorry.
I'm going to cut that part out so that nobody knows to go look for it.
Yeah.
Oh,
I mean, out of the edited podcast.
gotcha. Yes.
Yeah.
Only 37 people a week listen to the
You never know.
live stream.
So I'm going 3 jocks, actually. Because
For a movie you said you'd never watch again, that seems like high praise. I'm not trying to change your mind.
I understand that. But like I had a good time with this. I mean there are a few scenes where I was just like, Mike Epps, stop. Just stop. But and actually like some of the claustrophobic filming, like it's weird because like when they're in the boat arguing when he gives him the taser after he's dropped the gun, they do a lot of POV shots, like, and they're like a foot away from each other. So suddenly it's like you've got this person filling the frame right in front of your face. It's very like there's some stuff there's some choices they make here that I'm just like, I don't know what you're going for here.
Yeah.
Even though there's plenty of other ones where I'm like, okay, you're clearly going for out of sight because you freeze framed and faded into this other thing with a music cue. And
yeah, I mean, there's a lot of wipes and stuff in this movie. Like almost every transition is a wipe in one direction or another.
Yeah.
Usually with movement, you know, almost trying to do like a match cut type of thing.
yeah.
But they've almost got like a cell shaded line around them. They're real
Yeah.
prominent. Like I mean, it's like I know. I'm not in any way putting down out of sight. I love out of sight, but I mean the filmmaking was kind of built upon. I mean, I don't think we can credit completely out of sight. I mean, some of that started in like Get Shorty with Barry Sonnenfeld. I'm just saying, like some of the swooshy Elmore Leonard things, became a trope in and of themselves. It's not all just out of sight. I mean, Pulp Fiction, popularized a lot of this frenetic editing style and stuff too. Anyway, I don't know. I said all that to say I think I'm going to give it 1 jocks. I mean, it's a perfectly fine movie. Like it's. I mean, the some of the comedy really actually works. There's Ice Cube is doing good snarly face with like more honest snarly face. Like more like less like that's what people want. You know, it's like it's that sweet spot of like Son of a Woman Al Pacino when he wasn't quite fully aware of like, oh, this is Al Pacino now.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, and he also gives a "What's wrong with you?"
Yes. Yeah.
Straight up.
Yeah. So I'm saying like this is kind of that era of like he's still like what's wrong with you and giving you some good gun face and snarls and stuff, and it's like it's not just like, oh yeah, that's what people want out of me. You know, that's my thing.
Mm-hmm.
So, but yeah, I mean the falling out of from one boat to the other, that's a good pratfall. That's a good bit of comedy.
Yeah.
I think based on the premise that a lot more of the comedy lands than I thought it would, I'm going to go ahead and give it 2 jocks. I'm probably also not going to revisit it again, but it made me laugh enough, which is anytime we have a comedy on the show that actually makes me laugh, like you definitely get props for that.
Yeah.
The rest of it was kind of, I don't know, throwaway. I like Ava Mendez because, obvious reasons, but
She did look a lot less xenomorphy in this movie than usual to me.
You've just got a weird thing about her.
Yeah.
I have never thought of her as a xenomorph, but you...
Her head just seems like it usually goes back too far.
Okay. That's something I've never noticed, but I hope I never do.
It's a better haircut on her this time.
I guess so.
Yeah.
Tommy Flanagan doing Tommy Flanagan things is
Yeah.
appreciated. It's pretty good. I just like the Scottish or Irish people being angry in general. Like
I think that's just you. Like you could just say I like Scottish and Irish people.
Not all the time.
Save yourself
Not
some
all the
time.
Yeah, but you're not wrong. I mean, I'm a huge sucker for.
Yeah, you're definitely not narrowing it down.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
okay, fair. But I really like.
If you're Irish, you're just white and angry. Yeah.
It's not all white. Like most white people being angry, I don't like. Irish or Scottish though, love that. Yeah. Overall, don't really care much for most of it, except for, like I said, some of the jokes. Ava Mendez, Tommy Flanagan, the dogs. By the dogs, I mean the Greyhounds, because they're good boys.
Yep.
And that's about it. I don't really have a whole lot to say about it, which is kind of weird.
It's all good, man. It's some movies they are what they are. You know,
Yeah.
there's not much depth to be mined there. So
I will note that it is early 2000s as fuck.
it
And,
very much is.
like,
Yes.
Yeah. Also, just to make sure to touch on it a little bit more, the score sucks. Sucks on toast. Every time there are two things that it does. One is like vaguely Cuban sounding, and the other is like, I don't know, Wii Shop music or something.
Trust me, a lot of especially whenever the bass guitar hits, it's basically like they said. I can tell you the temp track on this was like every cue from Out of Sight, from David Holmes' soundtrack for that movie.
Possibly.
The temp track was every one of them, and they just said we can't use that, so make something that sounds like it.
It really sounds like YouTube Music Library shit.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
And I'd rather have Kevin MacLeod. You okay there?
I'm good.
Okay. Oh yeah, I see. Yeah, I'd rather have Kevin MacLeod, aka like the world's most prolific Creative Commons songwriter, do the music for my movie than whoever ended up doing this.
I'm sure Jens will discuss it with us in the Discord.
I'm sure.
I mean, the only musical cue I remember, just because like they're sitting around and like I think it's like one of the dark moments, and it's like the shit got real music kicks in for a second.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's all I remember. Like anything that's not licensed music. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not wall to wall licensed music or anything either. I mean,
there's a lot more that's
Yeah.
that's in the credits than I
surprised.
realized.
Yeah, but I was surprised at how little music, but songs were on the soundtrack.
Yeah.
So, anyway,
Like I said, of course, the titular song and Bring the Ruckus was on there, but I don't remember what else.
Well,
I mean,
All About the
the
Benjamins was
Money,
only
Money,
in the
Whoever that was, I can't remember.
All About the Benjamins was only in the beginning of the movie. I don't think we got it.
There was a reprise towards the end. Like there was
Really?
there was a reprise during the boat chase. It was kind of in the background. I caught it. Yeah,
I didn't even notice it.
I really only just caught
Wow.
there's that cymbal hit and that ding, 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 that thing from the song that I could just barely make out in the soundtrack.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Well,
Mel, if you want to tell us about Ava Mendez's head shape, how would they do that, BJ?
go talk to Ava Mendez or Harlow about that. I don't fucking know. If you want to talk to us about other things, though, bmf@bmfcast.com is our email address. Or if you want to tell it to us with your voice over the telephone, you may call us, and by us I mean our answering service, at 910-5JOCKS-BMF or 910-556-9263. That's the BMFcast phone, the Garfield hotline. Leave us a message. Let us know how you're doing. Try some poop like a champion cereal and get back to us, etc., etc.
That's in the pre-show. It's not going to make any sense.
They'll have to
know
watch the live stream to find out.
I know it's in the pre-show, but I'm just inviting people to do it.
Okay.
Or if you just want to, see what our other internet presences are, check out www.bmfcast.com, and that will provide links to our other spaces. most of which are abandoned because we're starting to hate social media finally.
That's so cute when you still use the trip dub before a web address.
I know.
All right.
I know. Just
There's
using
a
it for
reason.
flavor.
Yeah. Okay.
But yeah, those are how you get a hold of us. If you really like what we're doing and you would like to support us monetarily on a monthly basis with as little as $1 a month, you can go to patreon.com/BMFcast and give us your money. We need it.
Or if you'd like to participate in the experiment, you can figure out exactly how much $20 million takes up in space, and by sending that to us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We will gladly try that experiment.
Yeah. I mean,
If you have $20 million laying around, we'll see how
lay it
far
out,
we can
we'll put it
carry
on the table. We'll do a whole episode about it. It'll be our last episode, but we'll do a whole episode about it.
Right.
Yeah.
Before we move to Belize.
All right. Cool.
Or we'll make you Belize that we're moving to Belize.
Wherever the extradition thing is, we'll have to double check on that when we're making our trusts and stuff. Anyway, let's get out of here, shall we?
Okay.
I'm Harlow.
I'm Mackie.
I'm BJ, and this is BMFcast out. Bye.
Farewell.
Auf Wiedersehen, goodbye. I do that to make my life easier.
Understandable. Eva Mendes hasn't been in anything since 2014.
Did she die?
No, she married Ryan Gosling. And I guess was like, I don't gotta work no more.
Wait, she married Ryan Gosling?
Yep.
I didn't know that.
Yep.
Wait, what? Good for her.
Yeah.
Good for him.
Yeah. I bet they
She
have
better
some
be good to
attractive
be-
children.
She better be good to Big Daddy Goss. That's all I'm saying.
Big Goss.
That's a... that was a Rory Scofield joke. I telling a joke about how, everyone's sexuality is a spectrum. Like, nobody is 100% straight or gay. He's
Right.
like, you marry, he's like, I consider myself 7 days straight. He's like, if I'm on a desert island with Ryan Gosling, I'm waiting 7 days to possibly be rescued before we start having sex. And
Okay,
but he was talking about telling this joke in like Dallas or somewhere, and there's some dude in the front row just sitting there like all angry, like shaking his head and stuff. And he's like, "Oh no, this is gonna be like trouble after the show." And he said, "What ended up happening?" The guy came up to him after the show, and he's like, "You don't make Big Daddy Goss wait 7 days." he actually walks up. He goes, 3.
Wow.
He's like, "You don't make Big Daddy Goss wait that long."
The fuck?
And I was like, "That's amazing."
I'd be hitting on him by the end of the evening.
Yeah, probably.
First evening. Be like, hey,
Yeah.
looks like we're going to be here a while. Let's get your disappointment out of the way.
Let's do a little Blade Runner 2069, if you know what I'm saying. What?
Drive Aragos. That's a dude right there.
You know, Ava's watching this going, guys.
Guys, you're supposed to be thirsty
This is
for me, not my
this
husband.
is my husband you're talking about.
You don't like my head, and you want to fuck my husband.
Listen here, Xenomorph. Get your fucking hands off of her.
get your baby. You get your hands off my baby goose. My baby Canadian geese.
Wait, is Ryan Gosling Canadian?
Yes, he is.
And he's called Gosling? Wow. Could he be more...
Both the famous Ryans are Canadian. Reynolds and Gosling.
I was thinking Nolan Ryan.
He is not. He's maybe dead. I don't know.
Hey, congratulations, Kyle.
He's got to be old as fuck if he's not dead.
What was Nolan Ryan's nickname? Didn't he have a good nickname?
Swollen Nolan.
No, I don't think that
It
was
was
Ryan. Crying Ryan.
It was something like Stolen Nolan, or I don't remember.
I was
That wouldn't make
sure.
any sense though, because he doesn't steal bases.
Yeah,
Like Ricky
he's a
Henderson,
pitcher.
that'd be a good
Oh, the
nickname.
Ryan Express.
Mm.
That's a pretty good one, actually.
That's all right. It's no big unit, but... or the Big Hurt.
Mm-hmm. Was
Frank
that?
Thomas.
Who is that? Randy? What's his face?
Randy Johnson
Johnson,
is
yeah.
Big Unit, and Big Hurt is...
He's not the
Frank
one that
Thomas.
decided to go into game making. Who is that guy? Wasn't there a baseball guy that became?
Oh, that was Cliffy B, wasn't it?
No, Cliff Blazinski's just a video game guy.
No, not okay.
Yeah, no, I mean
sorry, not.
the
He's got a name that's similar to that.
yeah. It's isn't he the guy that did like Kingdom of Amalur?
Yeah.
Guy? Yeah. But he's like a sports guy.
Kurt Schilling?
Kurt Schilling.
Schilling,
That's
okay.
it. Yeah.
Yeah, Bloody Sock Kurt. Apparently just a massive piece of shit on almost every level.
Mm-hmm. See, Randy Johnson. I love that he disintegrated a bird. Like, not because I dislike birds
God.
or anything, just because that clip
The explosive bird
is
clip.
incredible.
Yeah.
It's the most incredible timing in
Just
baseball.
stupid
I mean,
ass
it's sort of
bird.
like if you saw a man struck by lightning, you wouldn't be like, "Oh man, I just watched that guy die." I'd be like, "What are the fucking odds? That is amazing."
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, like for a bird to fly by right at that moment and just whoop. And
In
it's
some ways,
just fucking feathers.
I
Just-
can't believe that it has ever happened. Like, it happening once is the most incredible thing. And also, I can't believe it's happened more than once, because if it can happen once, maybe it should have happened more.
Has it happened again?
No, I don't think so.
I mean, there's two best things that ever happened with birds. One is Randy Johnson, the other one's Fabio.
I've ridden that roller coaster.
Yeah. And the goose.
I haven't. I'm better than Fabio.
That's at
in least
Williamsburg,
one
isn't
way.
it? Is that at Busch Gardens, Williamsburg? Is that where he was? Yeah.
Yes.
It's like the Dueling Dragons or some shit, isn't it?
Apollo's Chariot,
Okay.
which
I've
was
seen-
the thing I
I've
knew
seen it, but
before
I have
I'd
not-
been there. But
But I didn't ride it because I don't do roller coasters. But it's
you
one
don't
of the
do roller coasters?
No.
How did I not know that about you?
absolutely not. No,
Why not? You afraid you'll die or something?
just not enjoyable.
I can't do ones that have spins.
Really?
See,
Yeah,
centrif-
like if there's any sort of circular.
Oh, see, centrifugal force motion, I love. I
Oh.
hate the motion of falling. Like it just,
Oh man,
I
that's
feel
the
more
best.
sick than anything. Like it's just like it basically makes me want to throw up beyond.
You
throwing
would
up.
like Apollo's Chariot.
What is Apollo's Chariot?
Does.
Yeah,
Like,
see,
I'll-
that shit.
I'll
all
ride like
about it.
Space Mountain because that's mostly just G-force and not really. There's no really drops in that. It's just
There's
speed.
drops, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I can handle like 3 seconds of drop, not
It's
like
it's less negative G's and
Yeah.
more positive G's though.
yeah. Those are the things I like a tilt-a-whirl, like the tilt-a-whirl and the scrambler or whatever. Like I love those things that just spin the fuck out of you.
No,
Oh, you
that-
would've
those vomit city for me,
I
like
love those.
absolute nausea. Like
You would have liked Big Bad Wolf, I think it was, which was also at Busch Gardens, Williamsburg. That was a neck snapper. You go back and forth a lot.
Actually, that's the one I'm thinking of. Is that a hanging coaster too?
Yeah.
That's the one. Maybe the other one wasn't built when I was there. It was a long time ago. I've been to.
Apollo's
BG Williamsburg.
Chariot.
I was
in
probably
the
like
90s.
9. So like a mid-century ago.
Long, long time ago. I haven't been to any parks lately. Parks.
I haven't been to a theme park in forever.
Like
I don't even remember
I'm
what the
trying to
last one
think.
I went. I think I went to Islands of Adventure the last time I've been to one, but I don't remember.
God, did I go? I swear to God, the last time might have been when I went with you to Universal. And
God, that
like,
was a long time ago.
that was like
Didn't you?
Asian
You and I went to
correspondent
Universal
days.
once, right?
We went because we saw They Might Be Giants.
That's right. We
Yeah.
didn't actually go to the park. I had a memory of like being on those moving sidewalks with you, and I didn't remember why. Okay.
Yep. And I went back there not too long ago when I saw Kesha. I think in 2020.
Was that at the House of Blues as well? Was that or was
Hard
that the Hard
Rock?
Rock?
Was it the Hard Rock?
Yeah, House of Blues is over at Disney. Yeah,
It was the
at
Hard
the
Rock.
Disney Village or whatever the fuck it's called now, downtown.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It's probably something else now. Yeah, it was the Hard Rock because they had the Hard Rock hotel thing there for a little while there too. It was one of the Universal hotels.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I
I
when
mean,
you-
I've been
when
to
you-
Orlando a bunch, but it's only been to like concert, pinball. That's pretty much it.
I've been to Universal Studios far too many times, both for fun and work.
I don't know if I want to go to a theme park ever again though. Like I love roller coasters, but I don't know if especially not Orlando. Like I cannot down there. I cannot deal with the amount of people and the expense. It just
I mean, I really, really want to go to that Star Wars place, but not at the price it would cost to go, and I know for a fact I'd have to buy one of the custom lightsaber things. Like that would just, I mean, that's
Sure.
that's baked into the fucking cost. I mean, that's just
Yeah, you have to accept that you're gonna
Yeah.
you're just gonna do it. Yeah.
absolutely. Yeah.
But I don't want to wait through the crowds in like I'm not gonna go to during the summer for sure.
Yeah.
And I also just don't want to deal with that many people. They have somehow engineered those parks to be absolutely fucking packed all the fucking time.
I work with some Disney adults
I'm so
that
sorry.
are now in my area. Yeah, I thought they were cool, and then I found out they were Disney adults.
There's nothing wrong with liking Disney shit, but we're talking about a specific kind of person whose life revolves around the existence of
about
Disney
going
World.
back. Their life is measured by how long between trips to Disney.
Yeah,
it's
if you're anywhere in the southeast, or I guess maybe close to California, because probably have the same thing. But 40 to 60-year-old people. I mean, not always ladies, mostly ladies, but sometimes men too. I've met some Disney men.
There are a lot of Disney men.
Yeah, you can always tell because they have the oval AP sticker on their car.
The Animal Planet thing, yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Or they just-
it's annual pass, but yeah. It's,
Oh, yeah.
is what it means. But I always thought it was the.
Or
name
they
of the
just
park.
have the annual, like 5 annual pass decals on the back of their car,
Yeah.
and then
Yeah.
they have the little like, the thing where it has like one sort of emblematic to represent your husband and wife and the kids. It's all like Mickey and Minnie ears, or they have like a storm.
My favorite one of that ever was
with Mickey ears.
my favorite. I've never thought about putting those things on my car until I saw the one that was it was Batman and 2 headstones. it might have had a cut out of Robin too, but it was
Pretty good.
yeah.
Like that.
Yeah,
I
but
was like,
anyway,
I want that.
Disney, the way they describe it, because I haven't been, it's been over 10 years now since I've been to any Disney park, and it just sounds like a fucking nightmare now.
You have
like,
to pay for everything.
fast passes don't even do anything really. It's like
Nope.
you got to pay another, like it's like $175 to get in, and then it's like another $100 to get a fast pass that only works on like 2 rides.
You have to
And it's like
pre-schedule
a
all of it.
scheduled
Yeah.
time
Yeah, I
to
don't-
show up.
I don't think the Fast Pass exists anymore. I think it's all that pre-scheduled thing.
Not
Yeah.
really,
Yeah.
as I recall.
Yeah, it's like they got rid of that.
Well, I watched it because I was watching Defunctland, and they were talking about the whole how rides work and the complicated history of Fast Pass, that whole documentary
Yeah.
and thing, and they were basically saying that like nowadays, like you almost have to be like pro at going to Disney. Like you have to like plan the. They were saying like they were interviewing people that like 4 months out, 5 months out is the perfect time, or like there was some window, and it was like you go there and you book. These rides first, and then you can come back the next day and book like 3 more, and they had it down to like these are always the most popular, so you go for them first. And I was just like,
Yeah, it
that's
used to
too much
be-
fucking work.
Yeah, it used to be you got there early when it opened, and you like went straight to Space Mountain.
Mm-hmm.
It was like either you went straight there, or you went straight to Big Thunder Mountain.
You went straight to the ride you wanted to ride the most.
Yes.
That's what you did.
Yep.
If that was Space Mountain or Big Thunder, then yes.
Yeah.
But
I will ride both of those. Those are the maximum of my roller coastering.
those are good. I like Big Thunder. Big
Yeah,
Thunder is
Big
my
Thunder
jam.
actually goes faster than Space Mountain.
Yeah, none of those are.
I
Like,
filmed a
have
commercial on
drops.
Big Thunder way back when.
Yeah?
Yeah, we had to wait for the helicopter to cross over at the right time. And riding Big Thunder Mountain 17 times in a row fucking sucks. It
I
took me
imagine so.
Because they basically wouldn't even stop it.
That's
just-
funny.
They're just like, we're going through, man. The chopper missed it again. So, like,
Oh, my God.
yeah, it was a fucking nightmare. And then it was apparently it was a commercial that only showed for like Euro Disney. So I didn't even get to fucking see it.
Lame.
Yeah.
Were you explaining how to burn CDs in that commercial?
No.
Okay.
I was sitting next to my sister with my arms up because it was a very exciting ride.
It is.
Yeah,
You
it's
gotta
pretty
keep
good
your arms
actually.
up. Yeah, it's
But yeah, but after the 17th time, you're like, please God, how does it end?
It was a commercial for Disney. You were an extra in.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was not chosen for a close-up shot,
I can understand why.
Oh.
I've seen you before.
nor was my sister.
Actually, I think the limit of
Your
my roller
sister's all right.
coastering is actually at Six Flags in Atlanta, the Delonica Mine Car one. It's kind of their baby roller coaster, sort of.
I've never been on that one.
Okay, that one's got some drops and it goes pretty fast, but it's like, I don't want to ride like the the Great American Scream, whatever thing, those ones, whatever. Like,
My favorite roller coaster so far has been Griffin at Busch Gardens, Williamsburg. It is.
I almost rode the Hulk because the Hulk looks
the
fucking
Hulk
cool.
the Hulk is easy, man.
The Hulk looks so
Super
fucking
easy.
cool.
There aren't that many drops on the Hulk. Really.
The only thing I don't like about the Hulk is how it starts.
I love how it starts. I love
Doesn't-
just being
doesn't it just
fucking
rock- doesn't it
Yeah,
rock
they
you
just
up?
fucking launch you, and like
That's
there's something about
great.
that jarring, like that I don't like at all.
If you're sitting back and ready for it, you don't really get jammed against the seat. But if you're like yucking it up with your buds and not paying attention, you might get
you might break your neck.
your bell rung.
Yeah, that one. I thought about riding that one, and then it was at a Carowinds, which is the Paramount Park in Carolina, between South and North Carolina. They had a Star Trek, like it was weird. It was like a suspended coaster, but you strapped in almost like Superman style, like you were like standing up, and then they like lay you down, so you're like flying through shit.
Yeah, apparently that Tron one that they did, fat people can't fit in it. It fucks up their cankles. Because it like basically locks you in like your leg because you're actually riding it like you'll be riding
Sit
a
on,
crotch
like,
rocket. Yeah, apparently that.
So Griffin, I want to talk about that one real quick.
Okay.
What you do is there's a platform. Well, there's a platform for all of them, but you walk out onto this platform. You sit in the seat. It's you're hung from above, but the track is below you. So the thing that your seat is hanging on is above. Once everybody's strapped in, they drop the platform out from under you, and then they take you up this long clack 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 incline hill. It feels like you go up that incline for like 45 minutes. And then they bring you to the edge before the drop, and it's almost a 90-degree drop. But the thing about that is you're going forward, so it's not like a negative G. It's a positive G since you're going. You feel like you're being pressed into the back of the seat, so it doesn't feel like feel like negative G.
All right.
Right. It does for a second, but then it's also terrifying because of how they present that drop to you. So what they do is they bring you to the edge of the drop, and then they push the cart, I guess, over the edge just a little bit, so the front two rows are basically hanging facing downward. And they wait just fucking long enough for you to start to lose your fucking mind, and then they drop you straight down like 160 feet or something like that.
Yeah.
It is awful.
Those secondary fake scare things are the worst. Like they have a amusement thing up at the top of the Stratosphere in Vegas. You know, so it's like hanging off over the edge, but it's like you're getting this little car thing, and then it rolls out to the edge, and then it teeters. But what they don't tell you is that it's got an extra level of teeter where it like the whole car lurches forward off the back wheels come off the track. So like so like you're already like, oh, I'm on this teeter-totter thing, but then it goes like one extra little like feels like it's about to fall off, and it's like
That I couldn't do. Stuff like that where it feels like it's breaking. Like I believe in the engineering of Busch Gardens Williamsburg that they're not gonna like the whole thing just isn't gonna just come
That you're
apart.
not just gonna die.
Right.
I don't know. Watching some of these things, I'm like, I don't know how much I trust some of these engineering things. Watching some of the like these history of coasters and things, like how they modified them over the years to stop hurting people and shit like that.
Yeah, there are some.
Yeah.
But like I guess it's mostly in comparison to carny rides.
Oh sure, yeah.
Yeah.
Like
Well, I
fair
just think
rides.
about like Class Action Park, and just like
Yeah.
like that existed, and that existed not that long ago.
But see, I wouldn't go to
Without
Action Park.
engineers.
Like
Oh God,
I
no.
would walk in there and go, nope.
I mean,
And walk out.
The concept of the alpine slides in general, anywhere across the world, I'm like, how did anyone ever think that was a good idea? Like, you know, going down a mountain on snow is fine because if you fall into it, it's fucking snow.
Except for all the trees.
Well,
R.I.P.
yeah, I mean,
Sonny
but I
Bono.
mean, the snow itself is generally soft and not going to kill you, and generally, but like concrete and also gravel or rocks and
Yeah.
everything else that's around it, like while you're on a moving thing, is just not a good idea.
Some people only see dollar signs.
like me.
I think the most sketchy ride I've ever ridden at any kind of amusement park. I almost said it was at Dollywood, but it's not. There's a place in North Carolina called Ghost Town in the Sky. It's a amusement park
I've heard
that's
of that.
all on the top of a mountain, but they have one of those carnival chain swing rides that
Oh,
swings out over
No.
the side.
No, sir.
Yeah, like,
Not gonna
yeah,
happen.
sat on the edge so that half of it you swung out over the ledges.
Negatory, good buddy. Have you seen those chains? If I ate an extra cheeseburger, one of those links might snap, and I'm suddenly 4 counties away.
Dude, I mean, and at that point, I'm like, if you gotta go, that's a pretty epic thing to put on your tombstone. Hurled off a mountain. The other good thing they had, like it was,
It's gonna take too long for me to die.
what's great about this theme park is it's also like it's very carnival, like all full-time carnival. They had a scrambler machine, but they built it inside of a building and then put black lights and shit in there, and the employees knew exactly where to stand, so that when the cars were coming around, they could basically go like and look like they're about to hit you or whatever, as your car's like like going right to them, and that fucking rocked. It was so good.
I don't want that.
Oh, that was great.
Ghost Town in the Sky.
I don't want that. I don't like carny rides.
I like carny rides.
I rode one called like the Tornado or something, and you got in this little car that was like a miniature train, old-timey looking train engine, and they sent you up a vertical incline on the little clickety-clack thing, and then all it does is tip over and go in circles. But it feels like the thing's just going to go whee and fall off. I'm sure like 30 years ago, 40 now, when it was built, like they thought about that a little to make sure that it didn't go fast enough to go flying off, but there didn't seem to be any safety to it. I don't like it. And the thing that goes upside down, the Ring of Fire, don't trust that. I don't trust that at all.
Okay. Is that the boat or just the
No, the
roller
boats don't
coaster,
go over.
the circle roller coaster?
Just the single circle roller coaster, yeah. The boats I don't trust either. I feel like I almost fell out of one of those because up at the top, when those things get way too vertical and the lap belts don't cinch down enough.
Yeah, and you're basically weightless at a certain point there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, thank you.
And if my leg misses the lap bar, then I'm getting
All right, good night, Internet.
I'm getting fed through a tube for the rest of my life.